destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, this is your Titans NFL Draft Station. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 6 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Diamondbacks pitcher Madison Bumgarner threw a 7-inning no-hitter in the second game of a doubleheader, leading Arizona to a 7-0 win over the Atlanta Braves. D-backs swept the doubleheader. The Braves had just one hit in the first game, dropping that one 5-0. So over the course of 16 innings, they had just one hit, did the Braves. Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey, who won 3 national championships in 21 seasons at Baylor, is leaving for LSU. She's a Louisiana native. Central Michigan quarterback John Keller was among 2 shooting victims at an off-campus party Saturday night. Keller was in serious condition, and another CMU student who was shot, Tyler Bunting, in stable condition. And in NASCAR, Brett Keselowski won at Talladega. Joey Logano went airborne in a last-lap crash. Breaking news at once. On over the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Vol for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Welcome in, JMart and Ramon. Draft week is upon us. We're here on 104.5 The Zone, back in Nashville after a fun trip to Knoxville. We'll talk a lot about that today here on the program. I still remember how to talk into a microphone, in this studio. It's been about a week and a half, but it's good to be back alongside 11-year NFL veteran Ramon Foster. Yeah. And, of course, Jonathan Schaefer, who there's a light now on in his room. I don't think he likes it.
No, it's almost like torture. Just
looks like a silhouette in there.
Like the water drip on top of his forehead right now is what's going on.
I feel like I've got something hooked up to a car battery.
There it is.
Are
Interstate.
you feeding water?
There's water involved.
Man, it's always waterboarding with you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, no.
It's 6:02.
He said he had something hooked up to a battery, and I'm like, that sounds very torturous. Like
very torturous. Very reptilish.
Very reptilish. As you see, I brought the cocoa butter in this morning.
Oh, look at you.
Man, can't get caught lacking on these cameras, man.
The knuckles are starting to cause some issues now.
Yeah, went a whole winter. Without putting lotion on, man.
We're on Twitter at JMart and Ramon, at Ramon Foster, at JMart Radio, at Schaefer on Sports. That's where you'll find us. And you'll find us right here for the next 4 hours. It is draft week. Season of lies ain't over, though.
Nah.
I'm still listening to a bunch of trash.
A bunch of hot takes is what they
trash.
All of them. Yeah.
At some point today, we're going to talk about the podcast we listened to on the way back yesterday.
Oh, my God. I wanted to bang my head on the steering wheel.
Well, when you chose PFF, an hour and a half of Sam Monson and Steve Palazzolo, I was like, what are we doing here? I'm here for it because I just want to see your reactions and how long it takes for you to get angry.
Well,
and it was about 4.5 minutes.
It was better than just drinking energy drinks the entire ride, is what I'm telling you, man. It kept me going in a way that I was not. Yeah, I was ready for it. I knew what it was about to be, Jay, and I listened anyway, man.
Yeah. Well, from what I have seen over the past week and a half, now it's time to say Mac Jones can't play again. And Justin Fields either can or he's got epilepsy or he's this or he's that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance is just flying low, man.
It's real interesting that Trey Lance is.
I know.
I don't really understand that.
Trey Lance situation is very, very interesting. Early opt-out this year, right?
Yeah.
I think he played one game and then just pulled out, which is, I mean, hey, if I knew I had millions of dollars coming too and it wasn't really worth it, I'd probably go get my advance and train and work out. But he's had a scotch-free type of, what do you want to call it, critique this whole draft season?
For the most part, I mean, I guess everybody either already understands he's going to be a bit of a project or you're just going to have to let him do what he does and not try to reinvent it. It depends on where he goes. Really.
Yeah.
If he goes to Denver, maybe he'll play. If he goes to a couple of places, he could end up playing even when they draft him not to for a year. But most places, I imagine he's not going to start day one.
Not off top. I just don't see so. 49ers went and worked him out, scripted his workout this past week, man, and apparently he killed it. Right now, I don't know what the 49ers are going to do. I'm going to be real with you. These experts and mock drafts are going to say the same thing. And, yes, we've all done mock drafts. At least I've simulated mine. But just as a whole, he's a guy, man, that you just don't know what he's going to do as far as Trey Lance. And you do not at this point know what the San Francisco 49ers are going to do either.
No, and I think the thing with Trey Lance is anything I say about Trey Lance, I'm just lying to you because very few people watched a lot of North Dakota State football.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest about it. Maybe he's going to be great. I'm surprised because I felt like there'd be more of a knock on him considering Zach Wilson kind of has the same strikes against him. But I guess if Zach Wilson has kind of – I think I'm one of the more critical people with Zach Wilson. It's just because I saw who they played.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's not going to have that kind of protection in the NFL. And there's a lot of dudes, and they talk about, he's got elite arm talent. He's got all one-of-a-kind arm talent. There's a lot of dudes with a lot of arm talent that haven't won much in the NFL.
Sounds real good.
I mean, Matthew Stafford has elite arm talent. If you end up with Matthew Stafford, that's great. But I don't know if you're ending up with Matthew Stafford. It's still a crapshoot. The draft is not an exact science, which is why we end up talking about it for a month or 2 months at a time. If it was easy, then you would just say, hey, if you have a 1-year sample size, that's probably not as much as a 3-year sample size, which is something I heard yesterday. And I was just like, they spent 15 minutes laying this out on one of the podcasts we were listening to, and it's just like, yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty obvious. I don't know that needed a 15-minute exposition, but somehow that's what we were doing.
Exposition?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like it. I'm with it. I'll throw that in my vocabulary too then.
4 syllables.
I'm going to have to throw that in there. Exposition. All right. So when you spoke about Trey Lance just a second ago, I went to go look him up. And I'm just like, let me see what his profile says. From Minnesota. So if he played in Denver, it almost kind of makes sense. Guy from the region, northern states as far as the weather is concerned, although nothing can prepare you for Denver.
Yeah, true.
No, I mean nothing. It might be 70 and sunny, and then it drops down to 40 and no, not 40, about 30 and snowing within a day, okay? First thing it says about his weaknesses is what I want to know because we know most of his strengths. It's got him highly inexperienced with just 318 pass attempts under his belt, which is one of the things we heard also on one of the podcasts we was listening to. I guess the high upside of him will be 20 years old at the time of the 2021 draft, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Young, moldable, impressionable. What do you want to say as far as the way he's moving along this draft is just he's got a lot of inexperience. Another one, needs to trust his pocket. This guy's going to get himself killed or get his team in a whole lot of trouble with the fact that he doesn't know what the heck he's doing in the pocket. Or there's a feel thing when you're playing quarterback inside the pocket. Again, you spoke about Zach Wilson and how he is going to probably go to a bad offensive line. He's a guy that seems like that likes to use his legs a little bit more too. But, hey, it's lion season, Jason.
It is. And eventually the lies have to come to an end, and they will come to an end on Thursday and on Friday and over the weekend. And then we start posturing for next year.
Mm-hmm.
But all our coverage this week on 104.5 is on our NFL draft coverage, sponsored by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price. Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. So Claire Grace
Yeah.
is just not feeling being laid down flat at night.
Really?
It's a problem. It's leading my wife to just kind of be sleeping in a sitting up position on the couch with CG in the boppy next to her, where she's elevated just enough because she fidgets and she sounds like she's choking when she's laying that way.
New parent stuff is always scary, Jay. Like, I wish I had an answer for you on that one, but again, every single baby in every single situation is just totally different. I don't know if we dealt with that one, like the laying flat or not laying flat. It's usually when you lay them down, they're there to stay, and they don't move. Swaddle them and everything.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't, like, move. She's just like just constant.
I mean, you sound like that most of the time.
I ain't gonna tell you what he sounded like before you hopped on air, but that's besides the point.
I still had a few more vacation days.
Nope.
There was a voice in my head that was just like, "Stay out."
She sound like the shoes in a dryer right now, Shape.
Converse in a dryer.
We ran into Loud Muffler Guy a little bit this weekend.
We did. The
Just
Knoxville trip.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, we'll get into the Knoxville trip a lot. Yeah, my eyes are a little bit baggy, but what it seems like we're going to be doing is, now that I'm back to work and she's still off for a while, she'll handle the overnights. But after the show, very brief meeting, go to the gym, get home, and I'll probably just be like, all right, you go to bed. She goes to bed from 12 to 5, 12 to 6 or something maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I handle the baby then. We reunite for dinner. Then after dinner, it's my time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only way it's going to work, I think.
CG ain't having that.
Ain't having what?
That's the way she sounds when she lay down is what she said.
What's amazing is you'll lay her down, and for 5-10 minutes, everything's fine.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, you just hear,
Oh.
and then you're starting to hear it. It's like, need more gas in the lawnmower sound. CG in it, and she's at the foot of the bed in the pack and play. It's like, all right, everything should be good here. You've got her laid down. She looks more comfortable than I've ever been in my life.
Believe it.
She's got a Winnie the Pooh blanket on, and yesterday I figured out something about Winnie the Pooh.
What's that?
Winnie the Pooh was naked at one point before he got his half shirt.
You get no.
So this blanket is like a vintage Winnie the Pooh blanket, and he's naked. And I'm like, Abby, this is untoward right here. Because I know animals don't wear clothes, but I've gotten used to Winnie the Pooh wearing a shirt.
He at least
so him not wearing a shirt, I'm like, I don't know if we need to have our daughter wrapped in this naked bear.
Is he actually Winnie the Pooh if he don't have a shirt? Like, the shirt is what does it for me.
Well, he got the shirt, and it was drawn later on. And then I saw this cool deal where Mickey cuts off his shirt. He has like a onesie on. He cuts off his shirt and gives it to Winnie the Pooh, and that's why he only has shorts.
Really?
Because they're both red. And the idea being Mickey Mouse saying it's not about what you have, it's about what you can give. And that being sort of the idea behind it. But I don't know that that's
so
even
Mickey Mouse literally gave him the shirt off his back?
Yes.
Hey, man. You want to talk about dropping a gem on a Monday? That was really savvy right there. I've never heard that.
So then I was like, okay, so naked Winnie, because the thing is, they're in the 100-acre wood.
Yeah.
And it's cold. So the shot is like Winnie the Pooh like covering up because he's freezing, and then Mickey Mouse pulling out scissors and cutting his own shirt to make something for Winnie the Pooh to wear.
So there's two things that have occurred in the past few days I was not expecting. One, this story. Two, doing shots with Alexis Hornbuckle.
No, that's for sure.
Two things we did not have planned at all.
No, that's absolutely right. So we'll talk about Knoxville, the experience down there, what we took away from just the tenor of the Vol program, perhaps, both from the inside and the outside. And, I mean, look, we're not going to break down the spring game. If you came for that, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And wherever it is that you're going that's breaking down the spring game, you probably need to go ahead and delete that, get rid of that bookmark, get rid of whatever it is, because it's preposterous.
We'll tell you why.
Absolutely. Also, did you watch the movie last night?
I did.
Oh,
man.
you got to be kidding me.
I know, dog. The boys missed me too much, man, to actually sit down and watch them.
Okay, humble brag.
Oh, yeah.
615-737-1045. That's the telephone number, 737-1045. We're still doing the topic, but now we can't talk about the movie.
Yeah.
So the poll question today, were you a Street Fighter guy or were you a Mortal Kombat guy?
Or gal.
Or gal. But we do that guy, so that guy, that gal. Are you a Mortal Kombat guy or gal? Are you a Street Fighter guy or gal? And then I also would love to know your favorite characters as well. So you can, we'll put that poll up at JMart and Ramon. You can tweet all of us individually. You can tweet us all collectively, whatever it is. You can give us a call also, 615-737-1045. Any advice on how to get CG to chill in this pack and play? To allow for husband and wife to sleep in the same bed. Because right now CG is separating us. No good. Not good, Bob. We'll be right back. It's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
This is where casual fans become crazy fanatics.
Oh, my! Okay.
From NFL Draft Day to the first game, we are the Titans station. 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Schaefer with JMart and Ramon. Spring is showtime at BetMGM. Baseball is back, and as the weather warms up, the hockey and basketball action gets even hotter. It's the perfect time to take a shot at an easy 100 from the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today using code Schaefer100 to win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 money line wager on the Grizzlies or Nuggets. And if either team hits a 3, you win regardless of your bet's outcome. No matter what your favorite sport is, BetMGM is always at your fingertips with innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and much more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use code Schaefer100 to win $100 in free bets when you wager $1 on the Grizzlies or Nuggets to hit a 3. New customer offer. Paid in free bets. Must be 21 years or older. Must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit BetMGM.com for full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789.
Mike Keith here. You know Nashville's at a huge seller's market right now. A lot of people could sell their homes and make a fortune, but they're afraid to because they think they won't find a place to buy. It's a huge missed opportunity, but my good friend Gary Ashton has the solution. Don't sell without the intel. Any real estate agent can put your home on the market, but you need a world-class team who can get you into the next one. With over 200,000 visitors to GaryAshton.com a month, nobody has better Nashville property intel, including off-market properties. It's the secret that the Gary Ashton team has to help you win the buyer battle, give you the confidence to sell today, and get top dollar for your home. If you're sitting on the sidelines, don't. With the Gary Ashton team, you can sell now, buy later, and relax. Cash in on your home equity now and get the best of all worlds for tomorrow. Call the Gary Ashton team with RE/MAX Advantage today at 615-301-1650 or visit GaryAshton.com. Sell now, buy later, and don't sell without the intel.
Fleet Cards USA.
Fleet Cards USA, Barb speaking.
Hey, Barb, I got a construction company here with 15 vehicles.
Nice. We've worked with contractors for years.
Yeah, but I give my drivers regular credit cards to pay for fuel, and it is a mess.
That's why you need fuel cards. You can track expenses with some great analytics. And if you qualify, you can even cover your other construction expenses.
Bam, you are beautiful, Babs.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So go to FleetCardsUSA.com, answer a few questions, and bam, you're good to go.
Fleet Cards USA.
The magic of springtime is upon us.
Spring cleaning is one of the great joys of life.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
But to make spring cleaning truly magical,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Being a mom is one of the toughest jobs around during a normal year, and this past year was anything but normal. So this Mother's Day, Genesis Diamonds invites you to join us in celebrating and appreciating the mothers in our lives. Stop in and let one of our trusted advisors help you find a special, meaningful gift. Layering necklaces, stackable rings, eternity bands, pearls, elegant diamond pendants, and of course, stunning diamond earrings. Great Mother's Day ideas for any budget. There's no doubt we love Mom, but sometimes a little extra appreciation goes a long way as a thank you for helping us through challenges, making more sacrifices, and always putting the family first. So whether it's her first Mother's Day or her 60th, Mom deserves a gift that's anything but ordinary. And at Genesis, that's our specialty. Timeless gifts of jewelry that she can enjoy and cherish for decades to come, and always be reminded of how special she is to the family, especially after a year like we've just had. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
The VA loan is one of the best benefits of being in the military. The problem has been that most VA lenders don't really care about their customers or the level of service that they provide. At HeroLoan.com, we want to earn your business. We pay for the appraisal and can close your VA loan in as little as 14 days. Get the loan you deserve and apply online today at HeroLoan.com. The only way to VA.
NMLS number 1326241.
Identity thieves love tax forms with personal info needed to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
If you're thinking about selling your home this spring, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain. When it comes to selling your home, experience matters. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
Antioch, Murfreesboro Pike, and Nashville Boulevard, we've got an accident. Use caution. No problems coming in on 24 or 65. No unusual delays on 440 or accident-free on 40 and 840. This report brought to you by U.S. Foods. Attention CDLA truck drivers. U.S. Foods is hiring. New hires will receive a $7,500 sign-on bonus and will enjoy excellent benefits day one. For more information, call 847-268-5956. That's 847-268-5956. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Mom, what you know about that?
I know a lot, but I couldn't tell you what Clara Grace got going on.
No, I don't know that anybody does. Cuzzo Mike's giving me advice, as I knew he would. It's JMart and Ramon, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors right here in Nashville. 150 years combined residential commercial experience. Hit them up for all your garage door issues. Ramon Foster, he's got issues. Jonathan Schaefer, big issues. Me, the biggest of all issues. The show's at JMart and Ramon. I'm not used to being around the two of you guys without Slay now. After all weekend and everything that was going on down in Knoxville.
Yes.
Had a blast down there for a few days. Spent a little bit of time around the program. Mon, I got to tell you, it was amazing to listen to your Little League story on the way down on Friday. Yeah. And then you say, if you'll allow me, to Josh Heupel. Then tell him the same story Saturday morning.
Because it was insane, man. And I don't even want to talk about it too much on air because I'm not
trying to bring it back than just the fact that we're sitting there talking to Heupel, and before he left, you're like, hey man, I need about 7 minutes of your time.
We were talking about each other, kids and the sports that we play and just, the game. And hey, truth be told, that's the theme of all college students, college athletes at some point or the coaches that got to deal with the parents at some point too, is just some people jest. I won't even describe it, man.
Some people jest.
Yeah, you just never know. Some people just, man.
So yeah, there was a spring game.
Yeah.
And two things I hate about the spring game is people taking things away from the spring game and people on Twitter or elsewhere saying, hey, man, if you're taking anything from this, you're an idiot. It's like, and like, oh, look at this. It looks like this is true and this is true. Being all real tongue-in-cheek and everything about it. Like, we get it, man. We see you. You don't even really need to say that. Like, any no one should be taking anything from the spring game in the first place. Only thing you should be taking from the spring game is that Jarrett Garantano threw an interception on his first pass in Washington State.
Yes, he did. And somehow it started trending on Tennessee Twitter, man.
It's petty. It's petty over there.
It is. And somebody kind of broke it down to me. I was like, man, we should leave JG alone, man. Like, this guy is thousands of miles away. It's like, well, yeah. His dad really did kind of start some stuff when I was like, Tennessee fans never forget. They just never forget.
Let's go to Chris in Manchester. He's up first here on the program this morning. Chris, what's going on?
What's up, Chris?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Much.
Hey, man, I got three things I want to get off my chest this morning to help with. JMart, my little one, she's now 6. But when she was born, she wouldn't lay flat either, and she did exactly what you're saying your little one does. She would not lay flat. We couldn't do anything. She squeaked like a squished mouse or something just all the time. And what we did, we got this little bassinet thing that would go beside the bed, and it had a thing where you could elevate the head and shoulders slightly. And then she started sleeping pretty good, man. After about 3 weeks, she slept through the night. Now, through the night with a little one like that is not 8 hours. It's usually about 5 hours.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten there yet. We're sitting on about 3 hours, and we're looking into something called a wedge that will help to raise her up a little bit.
The wedge helps. Yeah, the wedge helps, brother. And then I'm a Mortal Kombat guy.
All right.
And my guy was Jax with the mechanical arm.
I mean, Jax wasn't one of the original guys, but he came around later on. He plays a fairly big part in the movie that Ramon hasn't seen.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I love it, man. And then the last thing I got, y'all talking about the season of lies, something I read last night.
Oh, no.
I can't remember who the person was that wrote it, but it was an article. It was an actual media member, but they said that there's been a lot of rumors from coaching staff at Alabama and stuff that Christian Barmore does not accept coaching real well and that his draft stock is going way down. I just wanted to get y'all's take on that, see if that's really a lie or what y'all's take is, if that's just somebody trying to get him to fall. Maybe it's the Titans trying to get him to fall. I don't know.
It could be.
I'll
Well,
hang up and listen, fellas.
Appreciate you, Chris. Thanks, man. Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't ever heard that before.
Yeah.
But it's certainly the kind of thing that you would hear when you are trying to get somebody to drop.
100%.
Same thing with Justin Fields and some of the things people are saying there is like somebody wants him to drop to them, or wants him to be available for them to be able to jump up and snag him, because I just don't buy into a lot of what I've heard. I just don't. But that's yearly for me.
If what you're hearing, again, we've had way too much time when it comes down to this draft season. I don't know. It seemed like this year's just been way longer. Maybe because it wasn't the big show, like the Combine wasn't a full-fledged thing. But just looking at this kid, he's a redshirt sophomore. Okay, like this guy is young as can be, man. Coming out, he is the number 1 D tackle coming this draft. A lot of people assume he might be the only D tackle taken in the first round. That says a lot about him too, as far as just how good he is, or just how bad everybody else is too. You start speaking about attitude again. You start asking questions more and more times. You're gonna start getting the answer that you're probably looking for. If he's one of those guys that doesn't take to coaching well or listening well, I'm sure they dealt with it for a while and honestly may have pushed him out as far as that comes. Let me just say this, my disclaimer, and my interactions between like Alabama players, though sometimes it's just me. They seem to be a little bit more entitled as a whole sometimes, okay? Or maybe they're just high strong simply because they played at the University of Alabama. Mm-hmm. You got to look where this kid is from. Barmore is from Philadelphia, from Philly. He probably doesn't come from the best side of Philly also. You got to think, he's the guy that came from up north to play down south in this system, and he balled. And it shows that he's balled. He's leaving early right now, man.
So does he come from West Philadelphia?
I mean,
is that where he's born and raised?
Let's not act like we didn't play that Beanie Siegel and Freeway on the way to Knoxville.
We did.
Okay, it's an attitude thing. I think you put him in the right system, which Alabama was. And the right coaching staff, there's some NFL D-line coaches that know how to straighten that up. I don't think it's a big issue. I think it's probably a little bit more of like you said, what kind of questions can you get? What kind of answers can you get from certain people, too? I don't think it'll really just push them all the way down. As far as to go, the D-line class this year, just listening to the experts, has shown that it's not great. Right now, he's numero uno, though. Somebody's going to take him. He is a talent. You're probably going to get him also, Jason, as a young 20-year-old when he walks into this league, man. So,
yeah,
if immaturity is a thing, he's not the first one. I think an immature defensive lineman is way easier to manage than an immature offensive lineman. Just simply because you can send a defensive lineman out, just, hey, go, do your thing. You get knocked on your butt, and then you'll learn, all right, I got to start listening to coach. You know what I'm saying? So if his issue is he doesn't listen well, just wait till he start to get fined and start missing assignments, or he gets he's out of his gap when it comes down to his technique and get embarrassed on national TV. It's totally different at this league.
So I read this from Peter Schrager. There's talk, Trey Lance redshirts, as we were talking about in the last segment. Right?
Yeah.
If he redshirts for a season, he could do that with San Francisco, for example. He could do that with Atlanta, for example. That would mean he has played in one football game in 28 months. And that game was Arkansas State.
Can he even throw still?
See, that's the thing. Like,
yeah,
I understand opt-out, but imagine that. Drafting somebody who then hasn't played football in over 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
That is scary if you're trying to find a franchise quarterback.
It is. And more than anything, it's the timing of it. As far as his release, as far as his drop back, the feel of the pocket. Like, you can do all you want to in practice and with your coaches and everything else when it comes to you getting reps and throwing. But game speed is totally different than what you're practicing on with your quarterback coach and stuff. So, again, when it comes down to his talent, it's there. Reading his profile, his bio, watching him, he's got all the tools. But, again, you put him in the fire, it's totally different. You've seen and heard guys time and time again, Jay, man, this guy looks awesome in practice. Or this guy sucks in practice, and it's a totally different guy on game day. You just don't know what you're going to get, except you hope it's a whole lot of talent behind the draft pick. If he goes to number 3, San Francisco, that would be wild to me. That would shake up the entire thing because it's been Mac all, what,
Well, it's
last
been
2
Mac
months?
or Fields.
Yeah, Mac or Fields the entire time.
But more than anything, yes, it's been Mac. Cuzzo Mike says, got to get used to her sleeping in the bed. And we've had multiple callers tell me prior to CG arriving that was the worst thing you could possibly do.
Never. I'm talking about ever live that life, Jason. Whatever she going through is not worth y'all putting her in the bed at all.
He says, man, only advice I got with you for CG, get used to it, homie, or the swing for a couple hours. If not, wait till she can sleep with grandparents or sleepovers when she's 3.
He ain't wrong about that. I'd rather y'all sit sleep sitting up than for y'all to just put her in the bed. Because that body warmth that she's going to feel between you two is going to give her a comfort that prison crib can no longer do. Okay?
Well, she hadn't been in the crib yet anyway. That's for later.
Prison crib.
Right now there's a giant smoky dog in there.
That's awesome, too, by the way.
In that crib. That's bigger than Margot. That's going to cause problems in the next couple of days.
I can't wait to see you video her fighting this.
The prison crib reminds me of my favorite joke from over the weekend.
Yeah, I knew this was coming. I can't believe you didn't stop the car and make me get out and take a photo next to it.
We should have.
So, and this was by the stadium, if I remember correctly. There's this huge shopping cart in a parking lot that is a Food City shopping cart. And I go, hey, it's CG's crib. Huge.
Burglar bars around it.
And when I mean huge,
it was like 3 times the size of a regular shopping cart.
It was, yes, complete novelty prop. Yeah. You could have fit a whole family of Ramon Fosters in there.
I'm talking about 10 of them, 10 families full. That was a big shopping cart, but we definitely thought it was CG's crib.
And to Jason's credit, he took it.
He did.
It was funny. It was funny.
At any point in time, it's your day. It's part of the show.
It was funny. I mean, if your tires are slashed, your tires are slashed. But it was funny.
Hey, man, it's like that.
CG has also taken it to the formula and the milk. Just every time we sit down to try and eat, she's ready to eat.
She's a tank?
Again.
A tank.
She's eating every 2.5,
God.
And cluster feeding sometimes at night now.
What's cluster feeding?
I guess it just means like kind of every hour and a half.
I'd never heard of
spurt
cluster
during the
feeding
morning.
until now.
I hadn't
never
until
heard of
last
that
night,
either.
but it's a thing. I heard it in the hospital, didn't know what it meant. Then CG started doing it.
Man, hearing you go back to like step 1 with babies and child, dude, do not miss that. I'll be honest with you. The uncertainty of everything behind raising a kid, although we got new issues now. But boy, there's like the baby can't tell you what they actually want.
No.
And that's the thing about like cousin Mike telling you about like putting CG in the bed with you really ain't a bad idea, but it sucks when they get used to it. So the thing is, you can't actually ask her, hey, CG, what do you actually want from us? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's so wild.
It's one of 3 things. I need a diaper, I need food, or that's really about it from my vantage point. One thing I've learned on my own is changing diapers is just not going to be a fun experience for her.
Yeah.
She's just going to yell. Like she's going to cry because she's getting cold, because she's no longer swaddled. I've had to unsnap the onesie.
Yeah.
And handle what needs to be handled, and she wants to be clean.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like Desitin and the process there and the baby wipes and all of that. Yeah, I haven't used that yet.
Do y'all have
Using the Desitin, though.
Y'all have a baby wipe like warmer?
No, they're not warmed.
Oh.
They're nice and cold.
Yep. She's going to hate you.
Well, I've just, at this point, it's just like, I've got your feet. I got both your feet.
Yeah.
I'm making you look like a frog. You're just going to sit there and chill. And I have learned from the wife, who was awesome at this, you put the clean diaper under the dirty diaper.
Yeah.
You use the dirty diaper to help wipe. You take the wipe and put it inside the diaper, bundle that thing together, and drop that in the diaper pail.
You're so
And
new.
she's
at
already
this.
laying on the new diaper. But we have lost a few new diapers, casualties of war, where she has then peed again as we're trying to put the second diaper on.
Hope you've all had breakfast.
I know. Jason, good luck, bro. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. This is just it again. We were rooting for you. We all are. But this ain't our problem, bro. You in there now. You baby daddy now, dog.
Man, take that down the street,
It's become your problem.
No. I really don't know what to tell you about her sleep habits, though.
No, it's not our problem. It's our enjoyment. It's our entertainment.
Yeah, 100%.
We're not boots on the ground. We just hear the stories.
And we want to see the reaction every single day. I want to see how big the bags get.
Here it
Lack of
is.
Sleep.
Tom Pelissero, 49ers focus at number 3, has narrowed to Mac Jones and Trey Lance. So now Justin Fields not even being talked about.
I'm not saying we're experts. We just call this without even knowing this. Is Pelissero listening to our show?
I don't know. He should have been, as much as we were talking about him during the first few weeks because of the Titans' COVID outbreak.
Yeah, that's true, too. I wonder, is he following? Probably not. He big time me, I'm sure.
But it's a you problem now, too, man. Because you're going to hear all the CG stuff that I've got every morning.
We're going to try to help you out. He does follow me.
This is ratings gold. What are you talking about?
The thing we don't need to know, Moan, is people that have names that are following you. Like, dude, we're going to do that every segment. Let's find out who else is following Ramon on Twitter.
You got a problem with that, Jason?
Hey, we've got a new bit.
Hey, don't take your CG frustration out on me, okay? Don't bring
No
that in here.
frustration. No frustration.
When you walk out of that house, you leave those baby issues there, okay? It's just like you don't take work home. Don't bring CG in here today with the problems that you couldn't sleep at night.
No frustration.
Kiss my ass.
Straight up. Thoughts and prayers, dog.
I did buy her a UT swaddle blanket yesterday.
Yeah. Is she gonna accept it?
What do you mean?
As
She's
far
going to
as you
accept
put-
any swaddle blanket. Those muslin swaddles, she loves those things.
She's all in.
Problem is me trying to learn how to fold them properly. I looked up videos and like 5 different how-to charts.
Yeah.
And Abby's just like, it's a baseball diamond. It's first base, second base, third base, home plate. And I was just like, so you just gave me a sports analogy? To understand how to swaddle CG, who, by the way, doesn't like to have her arms swaddled.
Yeah, what? What is she doing? What do you mean she don't like to have her arms?
She likes to have her arms up in the air. She sleeps
wave
like
you
this.
just don't care.
I'll put up a photo of me with her.
Like that? Kind of like
Pretty
that?
much.
Yeah.
She's definitely naughty by nature.
I've been in this water tomb for months.
Water tomb.
Give me freedom.
Is that what womb means?
Water tomb?
Water tomb?
Did your boy just make that up?
I mean, I know you didn't mean to, but I immediately thought, I was like, womb is water tomb.
People, when people go in and write down numbers for the lotto, I mean, they don't really know. Water tomb is, hey, there it is. She's been there. Jay.
So I gave you Winnie the Pooh information, and now we're talking water tombs.
Water tombs. We ain't wrong on either one of them.
Haven't read anything to her yet either.
That's probably the
I
problem.
have sung. I had to look up the lyrics to Itsy Bitsy Spider so I could sing to her. Because I forgot. It's been a while.
You didn't remember that?
Itsy Bitsy
I remember
Spider
parts of it.
Went up the water spout.
Yeah.
That's all you got to keep saying
Problem
over
after
and over.
that,
Down came the rain.
was Down Came the Rain, Wash the
Wash the
Spider
Spider
Out.
Out.
And then it was like, then what? Oh, it's Out Came the Sun, then Dried Up All the Rain.
And the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
You don't remember Snoop Dogg when he did it?
I don't think so. Maybe?
You should sing his version.
I don't think so. I don't think CG's ready for Snoop.
Wasn't it on it was on his first album.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one of the skits.
Okay. Maybe I just forgot.
CG would have got an education on the trip out to Knoxville. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
Speaking of
she
which,
would have.
skits on hip hop records. Was never a fan because I
You
just want
was
to get back to
never?
it because there's always a good song afterwards. It's like I don't need all of this.
Loved
Every
it.
once in a while I liked them because they were playing off like the Jerky Boys
Yeah.
and stuff
Jerky
like that.
Boys.
Yeah, prank calls.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that.
Of course you remember that. You were
Prank
degenerate.
caller. You doggone right. I was a prank caller as a kid too.
Yeah, so was I. I
just
could give you some stories.
What is wrong with you people?
Flip through the phone book and just find the name, baby.
Yeah.
Star 67. All day long.
That's one of the
6'9"
things.
too.
That is one of the things that has gone the way of the dodo bird. You can't really do that anymore.
You can't star 6'7" anymore?
No, what I'm saying is
You
you
don't
can't
need
really
to 'cause
prank
the
call
phone's coming.
anybody.
Yeah,
because
you really
like
can't.
everybody's,
They know who you are.
Yeah,
God, dog it.
yeah, the number shows up.
Who's
Yeah,
got a house
technology ruins
phone?
everything.
Do you still have a house
Yes.
phone? You do?
Yes.
You got dial-up internet too?
He's got ICQ, AOL.
My wife had a home phone. She kept her landline because her mom has a landline too, and they can talk that way.
Okay, now I
My
feel like a
parents
jerk.
have one also.
My parents still have a landline.
My parents, they don't really.
My grandparents still have
I tell them
one.
they can have the phone on all the time. It's not going to cost them anymore. But they don't.
When
It's
do we
just
run
not how
out
it
of
goes.
minutes?
Seriously.
I don't have enough minutes left.
I
Like,
can't
how many
talk.
minutes did we buy?
I can't talk
Unlimited.
after 7.
Exactly right. Like I can talk to you at 9 over the weekend.
Can I still
9
use
on
this
Friday
phone
night.
card?
Talk to you all night long.
Weekend.
We'll just leave the phone on speaker. I'll go to sleep. You wake me up at 7 talking to me.
Yeah.
We're going to get all we can out of these minutes while we got them. We got 30 minutes during the week.
Yeah.
Friday from 7 to Sunday at 11 p.m., we're good to go.
Yeah. You're taking me back.
Hear your Nextel chirp. 615-737-1045, 737-1045. More JMart and Ramon shenanigans next here on The Zone.
Tua Tagovailoa, QB, Alabama.
Come on, you know you want to listen to Blaine and Mickey. Come on. Blaine and Mickey, this afternoon, 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Mortgage interest rates are still sitting at an all-time low level, but they are starting to go up. So if you've been sitting on the fence to get a refi, if you don't have your pre-approved home loan locked in, now is the time, okay? Again, like I just told you, the interest rates are sitting in the low 2s, which is historic, which also means by refinancing your 30-year mortgage, the home loan expert can save you hundreds of dollars a month. This past year has been tough for a lot of reasons, okay? Loss of wages of overtime, job loss, people struggling with bills and debt. This has just been a lot to deal with, a pandemic, okay? And your home is your biggest asset, though. And with the home equity so high right now, it's the perfect time to do a cash-out refi. They can lower your monthly payments, give you cash to pay off debt, and you can skip a few mortgage payments. That's how you can continue 2021 with a little less worry. And if you're looking to buy that new home, they are still selling fast. So getting pre-approved is key to finding your dream home. At thehomeloanexpert.com, they can lock in your interest rate, project your payments, and get you pre-qualified. So when you find that right home, you can submit the offer and close on your dream home. Plus, thehomeloanexpert.com is closing purchases in less than 30 days, so don't wait. Get the 5-minute loan approval, only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. That's thehomeloanexpert.com.
Graduation is a time to celebrate, and 2021 graduates have been some of the most resilient. Celebrate them with a memorable piece from Brentwood Jewelry. From a premier timepiece to a custom ring, necklace, or earrings, Brentwood Jewelry can help you find the perfect piece to commemorate this special time. Brentwood Jewelry, located in the heart of Brentwood on Church Street, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
TwinSpire Sportsbook is live in Tennessee, and they're coming out of the starting gates with their best offer yet for new players. With 1 week of risk-free bets up to $1,000. TwinSpires is backed by the same team as the Kentucky Derby, bringing over 140 years of excitement and wagering experience. Just download the TwinSpires app using promo code FREE1000 to get started. Void prohibited. For terms and conditions, visit TwinSpires.com. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Tennessee to bet. See full terms and conditions at TwinSpires.com. For help with a gambling problem, call or text the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
For 50 years, Farm Bureau Health Plans has been closing the gaps in Medicare coverage. That kind of experience is huge, especially to my health coverage. I found a dental and vision plan to cover what Medicare doesn't. I turned to Farm Bureau Health Plans. With their dental vision plan, I have the best coverage around, covering everything from eyeglasses to dentures. Make your game plan with Dental Vision Silver from Farm Bureau Health Plans. Supreme coverage for less than $1.50 a day. To find out more or sign up, visit fbhp.com. Tell them Coach Max sent you.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands and feet? Taking one drug after another, continual numbness and tinging, burning nerve pain, loss of balance and sensation? Are you trying dangerous drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, Neurontin, or Cymbalta with limited success? Have you been told you just have to live with it?
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Foley, chiropractic physician and advanced clinical nutritionist. I want to let you know there is a non-invasive, natural solution to reduce and eliminate symptoms of neuropathy. This solution addresses the underlying cause of your condition without taking endless drugs with dangerous side effects. This approach has helped many neuropathy sufferers get their life back. I'd like to invite you to a very important webinar where we will teach you how to reverse the deadly condition by healing the nerves, increasing blood flow, and repairing the bad cells. To reserve your seat, call now 615-333-0056. This is a free seminar. Spots are limited. They will fill up fast, so call 615-333-0056.
Economic forecasters are predicting inflation, which will likely cause interest rates to rise as a result. But here's the good news from Accurate Mortgage. Interest rates are still low and you have an opportunity to save money if you act fast. Perhaps you can shorten your term from a 30-year to a 15, or get a cash-out refi to pay off high-interest debt. The clock is ticking, so don't delay. Call Accurate Mortgage today at 615-833-0456 or visit AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 4664.
The magic of springtime is upon us.
Spring cleaning is one of the great joys of life.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
But to make spring cleaning truly magical,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Identity thieves love tax forms with personal info needed to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
What's going on? It's Will Bowling reminding you that Tuesday nights are soccer nights on 104.5 The Zone. You can catch the Nashville Soccer Show with me and Davey Shepard talking NSC, MLS, and much more Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock, right here on 104.5 The Zone.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
Antioch, Murfreesboro Pike, and Nashville Boulevard, we've got an accident. Use caution. No problems coming in on 24 or 65. No unusual delays on 440. We're accident-free on 40 and 840. This report brought to you by U.S. Foods. Attention CDLA truck drivers. U.S. Foods is hiring. New hires will receive a $7,500 sign-on bonus and will enjoy excellent benefits day one. For more information, call 847-268-5956. That's 847-268-5956. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
This one originated from my folder. Now migrates to JMart and Ramon. Song off of Snoop's first album right here. Not a skit. So let it roll. It's JMart and Ramon here on 104.5 The Zone. Jason Martin, Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer. Boys with you until 10 a.m. Dave McGinnis. Coach Mack will join us a little bit later on in the program. He's all set for the draft, obviously. And Mike Golic Jr. will join us in the final hour of the show.
Yeah.
He
Buddy.
handled the orange and white game.
Buddy.
For ESPN Plus.
Buddy.
Ask him what he thought.
Buddy.
See how many little things I can say to get that drop one more time.
Buddy.
There it is. On Twitter at JMartinRamon, were you a Mortal Kombat person or a Street Fighter person? And of course the response is, I like Tekken.
Who's that guy or girl?
I don't know.
It's some of the fam, but they just like to be petty.
Of
Well,
course.
they're probably real. I mean, I understand some people like Tekken. Somebody mentioned Soul Calibur as well.
Clearly, some people don't know how to read.
That game, I don't even know what that is. That one I don't remember at all.
Yeah.
I'm on the YouTube feed of the show, and I just asked, what does Jason need to do because he won't get any sleep for the foreseeable future? Blake Richmond said that baby will make its own schedule. So there you go. You have no answers, Jason. Your life ain't your life anymore, clearly.
Much like Cousin Andrew, you're now fourth.
Yeah, you are.
The one thing that I have noticed is that I enjoy holding my child and staring at her. And then I realize time has passed. Time in which I could have been napping. Got to put her down when she's out. Like when she's out, I got to put her in the boppy and let it roll.
Put her in the boppy?
Yeah.
Is that what we call it? Is that the thing that goes like up and down like a
No,
wave or
I have
something?
one. I have one of those too.
You
That's,
got
a,
one of
that's a
those too?
mamaroo.
That's a mamaroo.
Yeah.
See, all this advanced baby stuff, I missed that clearly. Heck,
That's
kids
a
way
mamaroo.
too early.
Boppy is like a pillow that looks like a toilet seat.
Oh, yeah. The half donut thing?
Yeah.
Ah, is that what
But
you
there's
call
a
it?
different kind of boppy. Boppy's the brand name.
Oh.
It's actually Boppy is the company that makes those.
You be all into the names of like the
I have to be
the
right
brand
now.
names and stuff, and I'm just like, well, no, we just call it like the half donut.
But there's another Boppy cushion that doesn't have the donut hole in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way around and it kind of elevates on the backside
Uh-huh.
too. That's what she likes to actually sleep in.
Huh.
As long as it's on an ottoman 2 feet away from one of us.
Mm-hmm. And she can feel
Yeah,
the
that's some
warmth of you
turd
guys.
stuff right there.
CG is just running the show right now. You used to be a cool guy until your daughter said, "Hey, little dude, get over here."
Well, let's be honest. I don't know that I was ever that cool a guy.
Don't downplay it
Oh,
now.
speaking of which, I just remembered.
What you got over there? What is? Oh, the ultimate. We'll give it a try. We'll throw it to the streets and see what it.
For our non-TV audience, what do you have, Jason?
Reese's Ultimate Peanut Butter Lovers. No chocolate involved. It's just peanut butter around a peanut butter candy shell.
No chocolate involved? That's racist.
Now candy is racist out here.
Also, if anybody wants dessert, come by the house.
Y'all got plenty.
So how much food got dropped
So many
off?
people. We have there's a meal plan our Sunday school class put together. So we've had like 3 or 4 different families bring us food. Last night, we had a couple of people send us pizza and dessert from Papa John's and stuff like that, but everybody's making desserts. We've got homemade cookies. We've got blueberry muffins. We've got brownies. We've got it's insanity how many sweets we have.
Do I need to stop by the house? Got a truck.
Somebody needs to get rid of these things.
Blake did say also he was able to watch the entire Planet of the Apes while trying to get his kids to sleep. I mean, those are like very good goals to have, though.
Yeah.
Like you can knock out series now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can.
Definitely knock out series now.
Antonio Classic, y'all always talk about Loud Muffler Guy and all these other annoying guys. Something has to be said about pick something other than the poll options guy. Super annoying.
That ain't bad.
It's not. 615-737-1045. Second hour of the program is coming up next. Are you a Mortal Kombat guy or a Street Fighter guy? We were going to talk about the movie, but then Ramon's kids wanted to talk to him.
You
wanted
stupid
to spend
idiot.
time around him.
I'm trying to be all-American dad out here, man. Trying.
Failing.
Oh, doing damn good.
No. Yeah, you are.
I think. That's the thing. We never know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We never know.
I just know I need to be doing more. That's what I already feel like. I'm just like, the wife is killing it. I'm here.
That's part of it, too. So helpless, hopeless. This is what are dads?
That's a good question. What are dads? Moan, think about that. Maybe try to answer that when we come back.
It's gotten deep.
It did just get deep. What are dads? There you go.
Full stop.
Yeah, just boom. 615-737-1045. We are just off and running. 3 more hours coming up. Hashtag fastest 4 hours in radio. Hashtag for the fam. Hashtag petty. All the hashtags and then some. We'll be right back. It's JMart and Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
This is NFL Draft Month. So, when you want to hear the only Titans draft coverage that matters, just say, hey, Alexa, play 1045 The Zone.
Hey, it's JMart. Let's talk about the foundation of your home. The next time you are around your house, look around, see if you see doors and windows sticking, cracks in your bricks, a Bowen basement wall, the chimney's leaning a little bit. All of these, concrete that's off, all of it is a possible foundation issue. That's not a simple fix necessarily unless you have the right solution. But when it comes to foundation repair, I've got it. Nobody does it better than my friends at United Structural Systems. USS has served Middle Tennessee for over 25 years. Integrity and reputation off the charts. A-plus rating with the Triple B. That's the Better Business Bureau. They're also locally owned, not a franchise. Means they're going to customize that solution for you. For each homeowner, depending on your specific needs, United Structural Systems will come out and give you a detailed free estimate before you ever even have to make a decision. And as always, you don't pay a dime until that work's done and you are fully satisfied. Over 19,000 now satisfied customers and counting. When I started doing these, it was 18,000. Now we're at 19. We're going to hit 20 pretty soon. So you can feel really good about joining them, being a part of this, and calling United Structural Systems for whatever issues are going on with your home. 615-227-2275. Super easy to remember. Again, that telephone number is 227-2275, or you can visit them online at USSTN.com. Tell them JMart sent you. It's United Structural Systems.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Yesterday in Atlanta, Arizona southpaw Madison Bumgarner fired a complete game no-hitter. He struck out 7 and walked none. The only base runner reached on an error. However, since this was part of a doubleheader, the contest was a Rob Manfred 7-inning special. Mad Bum had the stuff and command to throw another 2 hitless innings for sure, but now we'll never know. His abridged no-no is only a phono. In the opener, Bumgarner's teammate Zach Gallen was nearly as spotless. He hurled 7 frames of one-hit shutout ball. That back-to-back brilliance conjures up the famous story of St. Louis's Dean brothers. On September 21st, 1934, Hall of Famer Dizzy held the Dodgers hitless until the 8th inning of Game 1. Then his brother Paul, also known as Daffy, no-hit Brooklyn. Geez, Paul, Dizzy said after, if I'd have known you was going to throw a no-hitter, I'd have throwed one too. I'm Boomer Esiason.
You want cash. You want to get stuff done. So what do? You buy 5-Hour Energy, of course. You upload the receipt to 5hewin.com, then find out if you've instantly won $10, $100, or even $1,000. Then you drink that 5-Hour Energy and cut through your to-do list like a hot knife through butter. 5-Hour Energy, the official sponsor of Getting Stuff Done. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends June 30th, 2021. For rules, visit 5hewin.com/rules. Void where prohibited. Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Nashville area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. 810 Crescent Center Drive, Suite 160, Franklin, Tennessee, 37067.
The VA loan is one of the best benefits of being in the military. You can buy a home with no money down. You can refinance and cash out up to 100% of your home's equity. And interest rates are up to a full point lower than other loans. At HeroLoan.com, we want to earn your business. We pay for the appraisal and can close your VA loan in as little as 14 days. Get the loan you deserve and apply online today at HeroLoan.com. The only way to VA. NMLS number 1326241.
Mike Keith here. You know Nashville's at a huge seller's market right now. A lot of people could sell their homes and make a fortune, but they're afraid to because they think they won't find a place to buy. It's a huge missed opportunity, but my good friend Gary Ashton has the solution. Don't sell without the intel. Any real estate agent can put your home on the market, but you need a world-class team who can get you into the next one. With over 200,000 visitors to GaryAshton.com a month, nobody has better Nashville property intel, including off-market properties. It's the secret that the Gary Ashton team has to help you win the buyer battle, give you the confidence to sell today, and get top dollar for your home. If you're sitting on the sidelines, don't. With the Gary Ashton team, you can sell now, buy later, and relax. Cash in on your home equity now and get the best of all worlds for tomorrow. Call the Gary Ashton team with RE/MAX Advantage today at 615-301-1650 or visit GaryAshton.com. Sell now, buy later, and don't sell without the intel.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now. It's a tailgate party on game day. It's a welcome to the neighborhood. It's another anniversary of the start of something good. It's sharing Bluebell ice cream as the evening sun goes down. The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Staples is evolving to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers and learners. Explore at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com and find what you need to take on today and help you tackle tomorrow. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
Up at 2 a.m.? Again? Tonight, try Pure Z's All Night. Unlike other sleep aids, our extended-release melatonin helps you sleep longer and longer. ZzzQuil Pure Z's All Night. Fall asleep, stay asleep.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
Couple of problems this morning. 24 westbound at Haywood Lane. An accident's been moved to the left shoulder. Mount View Road, east of Old Franklin Road. We've got an accident with emergency crews on the scene. Highway 100 at Old Harding Pike. There's a crash. And Wilson Murfreesboro Road. Watch for an accident at Bill France Boulevard. Today's report brought to you by Gatorade. Purchase any Gatorade product at Mapco and enter to win weekly prizes through Mapco's My Rewards app. Now through May 3rd, win a $200 Fanatics gift card or the grand prize Gatorade swag bag. Grab a Gatorade at your local Mapco today. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, this is your Titans NFL Draft Station. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 7:02. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Diamondbacks pitcher Madison Bumgarner threw a 7-inning no-hitter, although it's not going to go down as a no-hitter. That's a whole different thing. In the second game of a doubleheader, leading Arizona to a 7-0 win over the Atlanta Braves. The D-backs swept the doubleheader. In the first game, the Braves had just one hit. They dropped that contest 5-0. So in two games, they were outscored 12-0 and had just one hit in 16 innings. Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey, who won 3 national titles in 21 seasons at Baylor, is leaving for LSU. He's a Louisiana native. Central Michigan quarterback John Keller was among 2 shooting victims At an off-campus party Saturday night, Keller was in serious condition. Another CMU student who was shot, Tyler Bunting, in stable condition. And Brad Keselowski won at Talladega. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Vol for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Hour number 2 of the program. That's what's happening. It is J. Martin and Ramon, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors right here in Nashville. TN, 11-year NFL veteran and Vol for life. Talk a lot about that this hour. Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer, Jason Martin. Those are our names. Don't wear them out. Actually, you can wear them out from 6 to 10. And on Twitter at J. Martin Ramon. Today's poll question, were you more of a Mortal Kombat guy or a Street Fighter guy? But how about this? Preds fans, want to see a game tonight? How about seeing a game tonight on us? Be caller 5 right now. Chance to win a pair of tickets to tonight's Nashville Predators home game versus the Florida Panthers at the Stone. Puck drop at 7. Be caller number 5 right now. 615-737-1045. 737-1045. 5th caller. Preds Panthers. Just make sure you can go to the game tonight. Don't win them and then don't go.
And leave them. I was busy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. But if you're a Preds fan out there right now, 5th caller into us at 737-1045, you'll win those ducats. So we were in Knoxville all weekend.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of former Vols that were back. And we met, well, you met all of them. I met some of them. I stood within a foot of Alvin Kamara at one point while we were both enjoying some kind of banana vanilla parfait thing. And salads that you picked off of a wooden wall.
That was kind of crazy.
It was
and
interesting.
Creative.
It was interesting.
It was
reminded me of the donut bar at my friend's wedding.
Oh, look.
Instead of a cake, he had a donut wall. And it was like gourmet donuts that were all hanging on individual nails. And it was this big, giant wall, and you just rolled over and you get a blueberry or you get whatever. Yeah. And then they brought out a cake. They're like, we had a cake too, but you got donuts. And the donuts were like legit donuts.
Oh, man.
It was solid work.
This is the first time I ever heard of that.
I had never heard of it either.
I hadn't even heard of a salad wall before, but that was interesting as we were just, at the university suite yesterday?
Yeah, on Saturday.
No, Saturday, yeah.
In the back half of the orange and white game. But we got there on Friday. We went to Calhoun's. We'll tell that story again.
Yeah.
Of just how many appetizers Ron Slay put on that table.
Ron, there's a meal before the meal. And Ron has no shame about it whatsoever. Oh, so much so it's kind of bled over into me. We go out with people sometimes like, dude, this is just the appetizer. I'm like, yeah, it's just how it goes. You got to try a little bit of everything before you have your main meal. So good times, though. But you're right. You got to just explain how that breakdown went of Ron picking appetizers.
Yeah, he told me you have to get the potato skins.
Which I never had before.
They look good.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah. And the wings.
Yeah.
Those were the two things. He's like, that's all I'm going to need. That's not all he got, though.
The wings weren't wrong, though.
No, the wings were good.
Yeah.
I got the smoked ones.
Yeah.
You guys got the
breaded
ones.
Breaded ones, yeah, from Calhoun's or Copper Cellar, either one.
Yeah. So they were solid. And then there were some other things on the table, too.
The bacon wrapped brisket.
The bacon wrapped brisket was the bacon wrapped brisket or burn ends or whatever.
Burn ends
were phenomenal.
Yeah. That was in a different world of his own, right?
Those are phenomenal. I thought the shrimp were pretty solid, too.
I ain't even tried the shrimp.
Schaefer and I took all of it. Because that's what we kind of had mentioned we would eat.
Yeah.
So I think he got 3, I got 2. It was a 5. It was a skewer.
Way to hog him, Shafe.
The amount of food that was already on the table for everyone else. The shrimp never made it to your side, basically.
No.
Never happened.
No. I barely saw them. I think towards the latter part of the appetizer section is where I saw it.
But how many appetizers is too many?
Depends.
Yesterday at brunch, 3.
Yeah.
Calhoun's 6. I'm not making that up. There were 6.
That's because
I took a photo of the table when the appetizers were all sat down. I could tweet it out right now.
And it was 6.
It was
because
6.
it's a party, man.
That's the first time I've been around Slay in that kind of environment where he was uncaged.
Yes.
And you were so right about not being able to go anywhere.
I told you.
Without people knowing him.
I told you, like, everybody has that friend, or somebody always got a friend that got a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a guy. You know what I'm saying? For something. You have that friend that always can get into a place. That's also Ron Slay, by the way. And just Ron is one of them people. I don't care if it's Nashville, Knoxville. We've been in Pittsburgh sometimes, and I think somebody's even noticed them. And I'm like, dog, we can't go anywhere. I don't care if it's East Nashville, North, Brentwood, South Nashville, West Nashville, Hendersonville, Gallatin. Just name off every White House, Springfield. It don't matter. Somebody knows Ron Slay, man. And I'm just Knoxville. What was it like, Jay?
It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
I mean, the one that really got me was us at the Love's Travel Stop
Where
yesterday.
were we again?
We were at the Love's Travel Stop in Oak Ridge, Lenore, where I left my wallet famously.
Mm-hmm. And you
once
left it again.
Once.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, video would tell otherwise at JMart and Ramon.
Yes,
the first thing happened is as we're pulling up in the van, I see like 3 people start to look over from their car. And I was just like, they just saw Ron Slay's name on the side of this, I bet. Get out of the van to fill it up, and they call Ron over.
Yep.
I heard lock the door from random people just walking around Knoxville. And then even here on the way back, I hear this. He's taking photos outside the travel stop before going in to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is this universe? Like, what is this world where, we go upstairs in the university suite and we're seeing like Slay holding court with all these people. And I mean like all these like noteworthy individuals.
This is the Chancellor.
Here's Ron Slay with the Chancellor. Here's Ron Slay with Rick Barnes. And I don't mean like Rick Barnes for 2 minutes. I mean Rick Barnes. Here's a 30-minute scouting report. I think Slay might be named to the coaching staff later this week. I'm not kidding about that.
Ron might be on staff soon, man.
And I knew it was Rick Barnes because he didn't have his mask on. I'm like, he doesn't have his mask on because it's Ron Slay.
We're peeping the scene, right? And so everybody's really working the room. Like, we're chilling. You and Schaefer chilling. Like, I'm being pulled. Everybody's in their own little world. And I see Ron. I'm talking to somebody. And I see Ron, like, recognizes Barnes. Barnes was sitting down the whole entire time for the most part. We were in the university suite. Barnes was sitting there, what do you want to call it, a round table? A tabletop?
Yeah, probably.
And he's got his mask on the entire time. Everybody's trying to just stay safe and cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people vaccinated, however you want to go about it. Everybody's just really trying to be respectable. Barnes had his mask on. And everybody's just really working the room. He's sitting down. Ron goes over there. It looked like it was just going to be a general, hey, how's it going? Bam, let's move on. Ron grabs something to drink real quick, and Barnes just get real calm. You can tell they've already engaged in each other. And next thing you know, Barnes does this.
Mask is off.
Mask peel off.
And stands up.
Yeah.
In the middle of the floor. And it's just him and Slay.
We don't know what all they talked about.
I mean, we heard a good bit of it yesterday from Ron, but it was just kind of like, really? What is this world?
Yeah.
I didn't understand any of it.
Just leans in, man. Guy, he's a stepper around anybody. But the vibe, though, before we even get to the game, everybody who was in the university suite was just really chill, really cool. You had guys, Al Wilson, Eric Westmoreland, just guys that played in different eras, man, that were just Fred Weir. No, not Fred Weir, Fred White.
Yep.
Just a bunch of guys just being real cool and chill. Billy Ratliff, just a bunch of guys. Swain was in.
I mean, Kamara.
Anthony Parker.
Kamara was interesting just because it's so weird because you don't really think of him as a Vol because of how badly he was used.
Yeah.
And how he ended up leaving and all of that kind of stuff. But he considers himself a Vol.
Yeah.
Big time.
Jack Jones.
Big time.
A bunch of guys. No, Josh Dobbs is all Vol.
Yeah, Dobbs was all over that thing.
All over it, man.
Orange jacket.
Yeah.
Astro hat.
Astro work
everything.
Hat. But everybody was just in a good vibe. And we concluded the weekend by just saying a couple things. And, of course, everybody going to say, yeah, it's peachy, new staff, this and that. But it wasn't even about all of that. It was about the feel of how welcome you felt. Nobody was pushing you or trying to get away. Everybody was just there. You got one of the biggest NFL superstars in the world with Kamara. He see us taking the picture that was posted.
Yeah, he jumped into the photo like, hey, what are you doing?
I got to get in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was some people who were watching the game, too, that had their own suites and stuff, and they were up there getting autographs, and they had their 41 jerseys on and stuff, and nobody was above anybody. I was telling my wife, Kamara and I, saw each other. He came over to me. We walked towards each other, just dapped up, and it was just like a love fest of – it felt cool again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt inviting. It felt like they were trying to do something to invite any and everybody in. And they made an emphasis. Talking to Danny White, I had like a 15-minute conversation with Danny White about, look, we're opening this thing up for anybody that wants to be a part of it because that's how you build. You build from the guys that laid down the foundation and you go up from there. So whether you think it's a sales pitch or whether it just felt real, and it felt real to me, you guys were watching, a good bit of it from a distance as far as what did it look like? You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. It was real cool. Nothing trying to sell you.
It felt like a homecoming.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It did. It felt like a celebration.
Okay?
Are you all right over there, CG?
My coffee went down the wrong
Can't lay you down flat.
Schaefer is CG.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Right now, that's kind of the thing. It starts out, it's just like.
Do you need to be burped?
That is demerit.
This choking sound I'm not okay with.
Usually, no, that's just kind of like the cooing. It starts out just, and then all of a sudden it's just, and I'm just like, what?
She's heard us go, yeah.
What's going on right now?
That's the sound of the child pooping, right? I mean, that's what that is.
No, I know when the child's pooping. The child yesterday
ripped one.
Extended both arms out.
Did she go
just laying on the bottom?
Did she go Kate Winslet Titanic style?
Pretty much. There was no Leo behind her, but there was something behind her. I promise you that. Literally, like the arms were out, and then all of a sudden, I just hear, brah, brah. She didn't even open her eyes. She was on a stage. You heard it, and I'm just like, take after your mother. And then Abby's like, I said it to Abby, and Abby was like, "You mean her father?" And I was like, "You're the sleep farter."
Abby is gonna kill you.
All right, tomorrow's poll question: who's the sleep farter in your relationship?
Also, bonus poll question: will Jason have a home to go to after this show?
I mean, don't we ask that after every show?
Abby's gonna kill this man when he get home today.
Oh, man, I hope she's asleep. Also, congrats to Clint Farrell from Pleasant View. He won those Preds tickets. That's awesome. And
Clint Farrell, congrats, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hopefully you can see the boys get it done tonight against the Panthers. 615-737-1045, 737-1045. I didn't mean what I just said.
No, I'm backtracking now.
Didn't mean it at all. We'll talk more about the orange and white game and the experience and what we were able to gather by what we saw, not what we saw on the field. Because if you learned anything there, you didn't. Just back it off, put the notepad away. Nothing that you saw there is going to be relevant. It was more of a celebratory atmosphere, though, and that's what we want to talk to you about when we come back. And we will. Here's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL declares a state of bunk. Wait a minute, bunk?
And I'm sorry, but that's bunk. I totally thought that was a new, millennial word that I had started using and I was cool, and everyone's like, no, that's actually a really old word. But anyway, that's bunk. And every Titans fan out there is going to agree with me and say
They're not.
that that's bunk.
No, they're not. Oh, yeah, bunk. Totally get it. The 3HL with Brent Doherty and Don Davenport. This afternoon starting at 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's JMart. You deserve all the comforts of home. That includes endless hot water at your fingertips. It's time to take advantage of new tech, tankless water heaters. They've been around for a little while, but they've gotten more and more affordable. They're powered by new recirculation systems that are going to help you save energy, save money, save time, and save space. Lee Company. Those are my guys, and they've got a limited time offer for you right now. $500 off a tankless water heater when you purchase a recirc system. To make that even sweeter, qualified buyers are going to receive 18 months of 0% financing. That's a year and a half, 0% financing. I want you to call Lee Company today. 615-567-1000. That's the number, 567-1000. These tankless water heaters, you don't realize what you don't have until you finally experience it. It is a game changer. And if you can save, half a G off a tankless water heater right now with a recirculation system, that's something you need to absolutely do. So again, that telephone number for my guys at Lee Company, 615-567-1000, or go to leecompany.com/promotions. You can see that promotion and all the other sales they've got. Whatever it is that's going on with your home, Lee Company's probably got a fix for it, and they've probably got a way you can save money in the process. Save $500 off a tankless water system right now at leecompany.com/promotions or 615-567-1000. Make sure to check out all the other promotional offers, and when you finally do talk to somebody from Lee Company, tell them JMart sent you. It's Lee Company, all you need.
Switching your car insurance to Geico is both easy and could save you hundreds. It's the best of both worlds. Like a butcher with a sense of humor. A co-meat Ian.
Well, I'd tell you a joke, but I'd probably butcher it. The stakes are too high.
Geico. Easy and savings. The best of both worlds.
If you're thinking about selling your home this spring, now's the time. Hey, it's Mickey Ryan, and when it comes to selling your home, experience matters. The Wall Street Journal ranked Mark Spain Real Estate #1 in the U.S. for closed transactions for the third year in a row. If you need to sell your home, they can help you today. And when you call them, they respond fast. You can sell your home hassle-free and skip the constant cleaning, repairs, and all the stress with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You can receive an all-cash offer and close in as little as 21 days, and their offers are the strongest in the industry. Trust me, they've been in the business for over 25 years and have served over 25,000 families, and they know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate allows you to bypass the market and sell your home hassle-free. One of their clients, Chris, said, Mark Spain Real Estate made selling our home easy and stress-free with their guaranteed offer program. We got an offer above market value, exceeding my expectations. Mark Spain Real Estate allowed me to sell my house and move out on my time. No showings, no open houses, no stress. It's that simple. Work with the most trusted team in real estate. 855-299-SOLD to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. I'm host of the longest running investment education show in Nashville with 10 offices in Middle Tennessee. What makes us different? Well, I and my colleagues all came from some of the biggest investment firms in America, working as financial advisors. What frustrated all of us was the sales focus and the misinformation that so often comes with it. Most people don't think about this, but most of the information that we get about investing comes from people selling us things or advertising investment products. The result is often investor confusion, worry, and not having enough money to retire. I wanted to build a financial planning firm to fix the problems that I saw. Part of the problem is blind trust. Most investors hand their money over to advisors or big fund companies not really understanding what they're doing, why, costs, or what to expect. If this sounds all too familiar, take us up on an offer for a free, no-obligation 15-minute phone call at any one of our offices to see how we can help you. Go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com.
TwinSpire Sportsbook is live in Tennessee, and they're coming out of the starting gates with their best offer yet for new players. With 1 week of risk-free bets up to $1,000. TwinSpires is backed by the same team as the Kentucky Derby, bringing over 140 years of excitement and wagering experience. Just download the TwinSpires app using promo code FREE1000 to get started. Void prohibited. For terms and conditions, visit TwinSpires.com. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Tennessee to bet. See full terms and conditions at TwinSpires.com. For help with a gambling problem, call or text the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
The magic of springtime is upon us.
Spring cleaning is one of the great joys of life.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
But to make spring cleaning truly magical,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning.
A clean start.
A breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Hey, it's
Buck Rising, and around draft time, we always focus on the word team. Whether you're a sports franchise or a local business, your team is what ultimately determines your success. And Two Rivers Ford has a great team. I know because I'm a part of it. Two Rivers has been locally owned since 1983, and their playbook includes fair, honest pricing, a pledge to treat every customer like family, and salespeople that don't work on commission. So if you're in the market for a vehicle, go see the best team in town, the non-commissioned sales team at Two Rivers Ford.
Stressed out? Try Stress Balls De-Stressing Gummies. Eat a couple and you'll feel like... Keep taking Stress Balls gummies and eventually your world feels like... Stress less and live more with Stress Balls Gummy Supplements.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Is your company hiring? We can help. Invest in your workforce at tnjobfair.com.
If you're thinking about selling your home this spring, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain. When it comes to selling your home, experience matters. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
24 westbound at Haywood Lane, we've got an accident blocking the left shoulder. Use caution. Highway 100 at Old Harding Pike, there's a crash. And Wilson Murfreesboro Road at Bill France Boulevard, we've got an accident with emergency crews on the scene. No problems coming in on 65 or 40. No unusual delays on 440. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
JMart, Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. Let's talk about that memorial service for DMX.
Oh, my gosh.
New bar has been set for modern memorial services in society, and it was that monster truck.
Probably had to be 1,000 motorcycles behind that, too.
And then, like I told you on Saturday, there's that one dude hanging out of that truck trying to be seen. It's like, man, this is DMX's memorial service. No one even knows who you are, Paul Wall. Head back into the truck.
Nobody knows who you are, Paul Wall. Hey, man, that was big for DMX. I mean, you're going to go out, ride down the middle of New York in a monster truck with your casket in the back. Oh.
This from Eric Kane, our guy over at WNML, who was nice to meet.
Yeah.
Schaefer and I were able to meet him. You
man,
guys
I
had popped
missed him.
upstairs, and he came over and talked to us during the third quarter. Officially official for Joe Milton. Vols. He just put up a photo, did Joe Milton 5. It says, let's work. Home, and it's him in a Tennessee jersey. So he's there. There you go.
What I've heard about him, great arm.
Well, they need one.
Really great arm. A guy that needs to be coached up. This is something from somebody I know that knew him pretty well. Really good guy. Just got to be coached up. And that was one of the things with Michigan and their QBs, though, right? Is there an inability, I guess, to get guys to the forefront when it comes down to it? Last guy is who? Tom Brady, pretty much?
Yeah.
In Michigan?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Could be interesting is all it is.
Look, watching the quarterbacks, you saw people throwing footballs in the orange and white game, and they did what you expected. Maurer's more of an athlete. He can get outside the pocket and run when he has to. Harrison Bailey's a statue with a good arm. Obviously, there was one guy we didn't see.
Young Kate.
And then we saw Hooker, and he threw one bad pass. And some people then thought, okay, he's the worst quarterback of all time. Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
It's a work in progress all across the board for Heupel. That's one thing. Like, just watching the team on Saturday during warm-ups in the morning. That's when we were inside the indoor facility, when we got to meet with the coach a little bit, and we talked to Kevin Simon for a while, and just kind of getting the lowdown on the program and watching them during warm-ups. They just weren't very big.
Yeah.
They were not SEC big to me in the way. Now, when they put on pads, they're going to look a lot bigger. I get that. But that was a concern to me in terms of matching up with some of the elite teams. But the thing is, they're not an elite team. No one should expect them to be one right now. It's all about getting back to that point and realizing where you are right now.
I didn't see him as super small. I just didn't see him as Alabama big, though, as you described it. You know, Kentucky also, I think, has a big offensive line, and Georgia's known for it too. Arkansas also is just one of those moments they got to rebuild, and you see that in a lot of different ways, man. they really have to rebuild, and we all just got to ride this wave with them because we ain't really got no choice. And as much as you try to hate them, you're going to be right there at the beginning of the season screaming, let's go Vols, all along with everybody else. Just watching your breakdown of the quarterbacks was what it was. Harrison might be QB1 right now, and in my opinion, okay? Maurer, way more athletic than I gave him credit for. He was able to move around and make some plays. They all had some good throws. Like you said, Hendon Hooker had the one bad throw. What was it, a pick six that he had? But again, it's the spring game. As a whole, I thought it was a good showing. And the most interesting thing of it all, from talking, before we even went out there, talking to a guy that we know, you brought up Kevin Simon. I asked him, who's All-American, VFL, also still on the coaching staff. We asked him, and we're just sitting there, just a little small talk. And the most obvious question of them all was, how fast is the offense? And K. Simon is like, yeah, it's that fast. I'm like, what do you mean that fast? He's like, the thing behind this offense is this. They have a word system.
Yeah, he said the same thing to me. He told us some of the words.
Yeah.
And once he explained it to me, I said, "Oh, that's how you were able to do this."
Yeah,
I sort of understand this now.
And to the credit, I've been in that type of situation before, only in no huddle. Okay, it's just like no huddle or before halftime. No, this is how they operate at all times. Okay, and I was just like, we'll see. When we were watching warm-ups up from the press box, Jay. One thing I pointed out to you was this. I was like, man, look at the wide receivers.
Yeah, you actually leaned me over in the middle of
somebody
talking. I think Slade might have been talking or something. And you called me, and you kind of called me over just to show me, and you were dead right. You were right. The routes were like what?
2 yards.
Yeah,
2-yard hitches, or just like 1-2 in and out, and they were just get the ball to the athletes. You brought up something that was super, super, super pivotal, just important when it comes to if he had a state. Eric Gray.
Yeah.
That was the most glaring thing you said. Imagine what Eric Gray would have looked like in this offense. Because you see the way they're running it. And that's the thing you can take from the spring game is that if you're an athlete, if you can catch, know the play, get lined up, you're going to get the ball is what they were showing. And a guy like Eric Gray who was here, who's dynamic, Kamara-like, right? It's the way we would probably describe him in a sense. Can run the ball and also can catch the ball too, just a dynamic player. You got to think to yourself, if you had a guy like him still, this offense would probably be a step better. Or it'd be a step better. But watching these guys run like 2-yard routes and just go, get busy. Whatever you need to do from there, make a play.
I mean, what was the thing you had to know about Florida? Well, let's get it in Percy Harvin's hands as fast as possible, and then let's let Percy Harvin go be Percy Harvin.
Yep.
If you've got a guy like that, if you have an all-world guy, you get him the football.
Yep.
What did the Saints start doing increasingly over the past 2 or 3 years? Oh, 41.
Give it to Alvin.
Let's get it to 41 as fast as possible. As great as Breeze is, as much as we like Michael Thomas, the cheat code on that team, if there is one, is Alvin.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's what Heupel and his staff are trying to expose when it comes down to, on the offensive side of the ball, is look, if you are who you say you are and this is the type of ball we're going to play, well, look, prove it. Let's see it. And then the other part of it, though, was this. The broken play, which looks like a broken play to Velus Jones Jr. It was simply they got lined up fast, the offense, and the defense had no communication to get going. I think it's twofold. Is the defense has got to get to a point to where they figure out, okay, we got to be ready because it might be other teams doing the same thing, or just our communication got to be way higher than what it was in that game. I don't think that was a bad play. I just think that's simply what the defense called for. Again, we're talking to a guy that's been around. He's just like, when you're running this offensive practice against your defense and they can't communicate or they got to learn how to shrink down the defensive terminology, that's when it gets really, really interesting, man. So it's going to be very, very cool to see that defense evolve because of this offense too.
Caden Salter is number 7. In the photo Joe Milton put on Instagram, he's wearing a number 7 Vols jersey.
Is he?
So just allow that speculation, which is going to mean nothing. That's the photo that was put up. I would not read anything into that necessarily, but that's not how Twitter works. Yeah. You can see, if you look at Eric Kane, he's the one that retweeted it from the Instagram. I don't think it was a tweet. I think it was an Instagram.
It was
I
IG post.
I don't have an IG, so I saw it through there. But if you see it and it says, let's work, home, he's wearing a Vols jersey, and it's number 7.
Number 7. You said Caden is, or you meant?
No, I'm saying Milton is.
Milton is. Yeah.
some people will take that as way more than it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But this offense is very, very interesting, though, man. I'll say this without doing a deep dive into what you can expect. Well, no, what it is right now. I think one thing that was understood was talking to some of the coaches, like they're not naming a starter right now. The way the teams were set up, it was one unit and a second unit on both sides of the ball. And I think they're still going to find a way to work out the kinks of who can be where and who's going to perform. This is, I won't say a complex offense when it breaks down to it, but it's something that you got to be able to think fast and be able to execute, because when it comes down to how fast they're running the plays, we were timing it up, Shafe. When we were up there with 1, 2, 3, they were snapping the ball between 7 and 9 seconds. I think the longest we had them snapping the ball from when it was placed on the ground was like 10 seconds, maybe 11.
We were basically getting to 7 to 9 on a consistent basis. Even when they were throwing bombs down the field, it was still, in that 9 range.
You better be well conditioned on the other side of the ball, because that's the thing. If they are moving, being efficient on offense, you don't have any time as a defensive lineman to substitute out. And it's not to say this is anything new, because there's some teams that's done this before. And I mean, Hyper's done this in the past, but defenses are probably going to be calling timeouts, especially if this team gets on a run. We've seen also that they're able to run the ball a little bit, too, in this offense. They want to run the ball in this offense. And I know it's against your own defense, but it looked well enough to where it wasn't just a simple zone right, zone left. It's misdirection. It's undressing a little bit, and it's getting the ball off as quick as you can. It was good to see. It was kind of refreshing. It's like, oh, we can move into the 21st century when it comes down to college offenses.
But this isn't like, we're not taking anything away from the spring game when we say this, because we already knew this when we got here. They're going to score a lot of points. There's going to be a lot of fun to be had watching this offense, whoever ends up being quarterback, and that's certainly a question that needs to be addressed. And now that Joe Milton's in the fold, maybe it turns out to be him.
Yeah.
Maybe it turns out to be him. I don't think anybody has a stranglehold on that job. I can tell you that.
Not right now. And if you looked at their performance, though, like I said, I thought Harrison Bailey did look good.
Yeah, he did.
Maurer showed some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can't emphasize how much more athletic he is than what I thought he was. He's got some tools, man. And Hendon also is a guy that will get his opportunities more and more. His blemish was he threw the pick. But, I mean, this football, that type of stuff is going to happen. But when you run that type of offense, you got to minimize those type of issues, man.
So, all that said about the offense, how fast it is, how fun it is, how many points they'll score.
Yeah.
They're going to give up a ton of points. By design, first of all, just because the defense is not going to be elite that does that.
Right.
But they don't have the guys that are going to be able to run that defense effectively. But if you go back to Nick Saban's point from a few months back that we made all year on this show, defense just isn't defense anymore. There's just not elite defense, especially in college football. Alabama won a national championship, and their defense is nothing like what the teams of 5 and 6 years ago were putting out there with Ashawn Robinson and all of those guys, C.J. Mosley and all of those kind of dudes. Like it's not the same. Everything has changed. Now, a lot of times you have decent corners, but decent corners still give up 100-yard games on a regular basis to these high-octane offenses. So I think what you're going to see is a lot of games where the Vols look more like Ole Miss did last year.
Yeah. And it's no issue with that in this world of football right now. I mean, you look at, I think Tampa showed up when when we're speaking about, defenses winning championships. Look at what Tampa Bay did to Kansas City. That's something. But they were also without their starting right and left tackle in that game. So when it comes down to saying what's going to work, offense works, Jay. It sucks, but that's just how it is. You got to get guys that are opportunistic when it comes down to a play being made. You got to find a guy who's a Minka Fitzpatrick type that's just Johnny on the spot at all times. If a ball is tipped, he's there. You know what I'm saying? Or defense or edge rusher that says, hey, look, when it's my time to shine, I'm getting to the quarterback. I don't know if I'm tipping the ball, if I don't know if I'm sacking, but I'm getting somebody. I'm affecting the play some type of way. And that's what Tennessee's going to have to recruit. They're probably going to have to get longer rangy kids. Kids that, hey, at least up the middle, they're able to at least stuff the run when needed. Because we saw, I mean, that's the thing that's going to happen when it comes down to the SEC at some point in time. They're going to have to be able to run the ball. And you're going to have to be able to stop the ball also. And that, for the life of me, is something I don't think will ever change. It's just got to get to a point to where you slow it down. Well, you just learn to slow it down. Because teams are going to score. If this is what college offenses are supposed to look like, your defense is going to get to a point where you just got to – it's going to be like hockey, changing in and changing out as quick as you can. Get to the field and try to make a play. That's what it's going to look like, man.
You're also going to be in a situation where the offense can't have too many empty trips because the defense is going to be asked to do so much. You're going to have to and we'll see how fast it works, but this is a guy that's used to scoring 40 points a game, and he's going to need to because his defense is going to be in the 30s on a regular basis. And a lot of times in the 40s, probably.
This is another point that was honestly made by Ron. It's like this is a type of team and a type of offense where every coin flip, they want the ball first. Because if they can get this offense going, it is a boost of confidence. It pushes the rest of the game down the hill when it comes to them being able to say, hey, yes, we're going to be efficient today. Because to have a team go down and score on a defense that's used to giving up points and then to come in and have a quick 3 and out, you put the defense back out there again and create some angst. But that's the life you're going to live in right now for a while. The playmakers, though, have to be a point of his recruiting classes to come in the near future. Mm-hmm. On defense, that is. Mm-hmm. Guys that they may not be the fastest or just the most highly rated, but they got to be guys that know how to make plays. It's just like some guys, they don't do certain things well as far as just dropping in coverage. But when it's time to tackle the running back in the first 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, they're always there on the spot. So they got their hands full on the defensive side of the ball, man, big time.
They do. As long as the offense does what the offense needs to do this year, I think most people are going to find it a lot more fun to watch this team. It was a lot more fun to watch that orange and white game. It was cool to see football. It was more just a celebration of football, a celebration of the orange and white as a university than it was anything you can really glean a lot from. You know there's still a quarterback competition. You know the defense is giving up a lot of yards and points. You know the offense is going to score a lot of points and gain a lot of yards. Past that, we'll see when we get to the fall. I thought it could have been a lot worse.
There was one thing we knew, and we didn't even actually have to go out there to see it, but when we looked at the roster, they just don't have enough horses.
That's right.
It's that simple.
They have some talent.
Yes. And they will develop some talent, and some people will emerge. But when you just look at the roster, this is not a knock. This is just reality. There's just not enough dogs in this lineup yet.
And what we're learning, too, is this. These kids had a full reset. I talked to Coach Ellaby about 30 minutes, and just the environment he walked himself into wasn't what he was used to, as far as an O-line room. And that's nothing to do with the guys. It's like, man, they're ready to work and all those type of things. But just the ins and outs of what they should have been coached up on and what he got was night and day. Like you said, there's some guys there. And those guys going to have to lead in a big-time way to get everybody else with them. Because, like you said, they're short in a couple of areas. It comes down to the rest of the staff and the guys who are leaders on this team to make a push to be better. It's going to have to come from within.
Pretty good birthdays I'm looking at right now today. We'll do birthdays when we come back to end the second hour. Still to come, of course, Dave McGinnis. Mike Golic Jr. joins us in the final hour of the show as well. He actually called the orange and white game for ESPN, so we can get his thoughts on just what he has seen and also talk a lot of draft with him. So plenty to go. We will do birthdays when we come back, though. It's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Getting you set for the draft. This is NFL Draft Month. Here we go on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's JMart. Do you have big-time goals to buy a home in 2021? Maybe you've waited for 4 months to see where the market is right now the right time to buy. Is it possible to buy? What's going on with COVID? All of those things. The answer is yes. As a matter of fact, the houses are going so fast, it's hard to even find a home you're looking for because it's gone. So you've got to have the right people on your side in order to end up in your dream home and not have to settle or have to wait a few years. So it is still possible, more than possible, to find, tour, finance, even close on a home virtually anywhere as long as you have the right coaching staff. And that's MIG. That's Mortgage Investors Group. They're ready to help you get pre-qualified right now through a complete touch-free process. The power of technology means that MIG is going to help you with an end-to-end digital mortgage experience. They can help you get started on the path to home ownership today affordably. They want you in the dream home, and the pre-qualification process and the way they walk you through it, it gets you ahead of everybody else. If you get pre-qualified, you get moving. Whether it's your first home or your fifth home, Mortgage Investors Group can help you fulfill your home buying goals because they are committed to one goal, and that's helping Tennesseans like you and your family fulfill your dreams of home ownership. Their mortgage experts will find and structure the mortgage that best fits your needs, achieves your goals, because they want to be your home loan lender. If you're buying a new home, like we talked about, maybe you want to stay where you are, but you want to lower your home loan payment. Maybe you need to pull some cash out of the equity in your home. Whatever it is, let Mortgage Investors Group go to work for you. Go to migonline.com. That's migonline.com for the office nearest you, or text MIG to 31399 to get pre-qualified right now with the people I trust. That's Mortgage Investors Group, Equal Housing Lender, license number 109111.
The headlines have hit the news, claiming shortages of vehicles in Middle Tennessee. Not at Music City Autoplex. Their exceptional wholesale buying ability has allowed them to increase inventory to meet your needs like no other dealership. More late model, low mileage choices, more financing options, more SUVs, more trucks, more sedans. So visit Music City Autoplex today and find more of what you want in a vehicle purchase experience. See why Music City Autoplex is growing and why they are the uncommon dealership. Located at 2430 Gallatin Pike or online at musiccityautoPlex.com.
Imagine her delight when she unwraps a luxurious spa day from A Moment's Peace, the newly remodeled day spa and salon in Cool Springs. Whether you spend a little or go lavish, you can take comfort that your gift will be treasured, your love on display and a smile on her face. What a thoughtful romantic you are. Give affordable luxury from A Moment's Peace for mums, dads, and grads in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall at the intersection of Carruthers Parkway and Bakersbridge Avenue. Call 224-0770 or click online anytime at AMomentsPeace.com.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands and feet? Taking one drug after another, continual numbness and tinging, burning nerve pain, loss of balance and sensation? Are you trying dangerous drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, Neurontin, or Cymbalta with limited success? Have you been told you just have to live with it?
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Foley, chiropractic physician and advanced clinical nutritionist. I want to let you know there is a non-invasive, natural solution to reduce and eliminate symptoms of neuropathy. This solution addresses the underlying cause of your condition without taking endless drugs with dangerous side effects. This approach has helped many neuropathy sufferers get their life back. I'd like to invite you to a very important webinar where we will teach you how to reverse the deadly condition by healing the nerves, increasing blood flow, and repairing the bad cells. To reserve your seat, call now 615-333-0056. This is a free seminar. Spots are limited. They will fill up fast, so call 615-333-0056.
Root Insurance is all about you and how you drive, which puts you in control. In fact, your driving is the #1 factor we use to give you a better price. Root is different from traditional insurers. By using the sensors in your smartphone, we can understand important details about how you actually drive. Just download the Root app, get on the road, and we'll take care of the rest. The app measures your driving behavior, like turning and braking, and gives you a custom rate based on driving, not your job or education like other insurers. In short, you have the power to control your own rates. And the better you drive, the better your rate. Plus, it's fast and easy. The app walks you through each step so you understand what you're getting and get what's right for you. It's car insurance made for you, in your control. Download the Root app today and see how easy car insurance can be. Disclaimers may apply. See joinroot.com for details.
It's no secret that the housing market is red hot. The competition is fierce. Get a leg up on the competition and get pre-approved now. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Mike Keith here. You know Nashville's at a huge seller's market right now. A lot of people could sell their homes and make a fortune, but they're afraid to because they think they won't find a place to buy. It's a huge missed opportunity, but my good friend Gary Ashton has the solution. Don't sell without the intel. Any real estate agent can put your home on the market, but you need a world-class team who can get you into the next one. With over 200,000 visitors to GaryAshton.com a month, nobody has better
better Nashville property intel, including off-market properties. It's the secret that the Gary Ashton team has to help you win the buyer battle, give you the confidence to sell today, and get top dollar for your home. If you're sitting on the sidelines, don't. With the Gary Ashton team, you can sell now, buy later, and relax. Cash in on your home equity now and get the best of all worlds for tomorrow. Call the Gary Ashton team with RE/MAX Advantage today at 615-301-1650 or visit GaryAshton.com. Sell now, buy later, and don't sell without the intel.
Spring is the time to reorganize your life, and Artisan Custom Closets can help. Closets, garages, laundry rooms, and more. They can customize the perfect solution for your space. Go to artisancustomclosets.com or call 615-800-2199 to set up your free home consultation today.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
24 westbound at Haywood Lane, we've got an accident partially blocking the off-ramp. Use caution. East Nashville, Douglas Avenue, west of Gallatin Pike, there's an accident. West, Clifton Avenue, 28th Avenue North, we've got a crash being cleared. And Briley Parkway, reports of an accident northbound at Airways Boulevard. No problems coming in on 65 or 40. No unusual delays on 440. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. Listen to 104.5 The Zone for the latest news and the best coverage of the NFL Draft. Draft coverage here on 104.5 The Zone, sponsored by Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people. Birthdays, Channing Tatum, 41. Your favorite Channing Tatum movie, Mo?
Channing Tatum. What was he in? 21 Jump Street.
See, that's actually right, and that's also the correct answer.
Mm-hmm.
21 Jump Street was a movie I was sure was going to suck until I saw it and realized that it was the opposite.
It was actually pretty good.
Very well done.
Yep. I like
very well
was
done.
it Jonah in there?
Yeah, it just worked.
Yep,
that movie was well done. Jet Li is 58 years old today. Not in Mortal Kombat, but could have been.
Yep, he was in a movie with our guy DMX.
Yeah, that's right.
What was the name of it? Jet Li's. I just remember he was in a movie with DMX.
You always get yourself in trouble when you try to find the name of something specific.
Yeah, I know. Don't you hate that?
And there you go. Former First Lady Melania Trump, 51 today.
Oh, man.
And my baby is a week and a half.
Just trumped that, didn't you?
Or almost. Yeah, I guess a week and a half. Did you guys do a birthday for CG that morning? You should have been real easy.
Did we do a birthday?
Yeah, could have. Birthdays today. CG is born.
No, we didn't.
Then I could have been on the phone. We could have done a nice little deal there, but
no, we couldn't have because you act like we didn't exist for a week and a half.
What are you talking about?
You didn't, man. We ain't even hear from him, Shafe. He treated us like a redheaded stepchild that week, man. Oh, just because I got a new baby, forget my homies. Yeah, okay.
That isn't true.
Bros before babies.
That's not true.
Bros before babies.
That's what I'm telling you. As soon as he get a baby, now we can't even get a kicking session with him anymore. We were in here just twirling our thumbs, waiting on Jason to get back. Now, look at him. You should have had CG a birthday. No, we didn't. We celebrated her, okay? You, on the other hand, very questionable at this point.
Cousin
Kiss
Justin.
my ass.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Cousin Justin Brinkley, question for Vols fans. Would you rather see your team continue to play like they have for the last decade plus or have a high-powered offense that scores a lot? Let's be honest. As long as Saban is alive, doesn't matter how good everyone else is.
Cradle to the Grave was the movie.
Cradle to the Grave.
Cradle to the Grave.
Cradle to the Grave.
The number 2 also, I think, was in that title.
That is correct.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Saban's got a strong hold on everything that's NCAA sports. Between him, Dabo, Ryan Day, who else? I would give Ed Ogeron, but he's got to find a quarterback, which he should.
Brian Kelly, because he's going to get in, even though they're going to get boat race as soon as they get in every time.
We got Mike Golic coming up.
Lincoln
man.
Riley. You can put Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln
Riley. You put Lincoln Riley there.
If you're comparing Oklahoma to Alabama, what are you doing?
Well, but you were mentioning the top. That might be the second
only one's
tier
Alabama.
of it.
You're still talking about.
Yeah.
It's Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State is there, and then everybody below that.
Valid point. Pac-12 team. Who do you got? Just Oregon out of there?
Not even Washington, maybe at times, and USC when
they're not under
things
sanctions.
are right. Yeah, pretty much.
Feels like a long time ago when USC was good.
By the way, Slaughter got kicked out of the game for targeting.
Targeting in the orange and white game.
You know what? Some people were like,
that's getting fired on your day off
it
right
was.
there.
Some people were mad at it a little bit. Like, why would you do that in the spring game? Because when you run into offense like this and your defense might be out there for a little while, you can't have any negativity whatsoever. I actually was okay with that. Lesson learned. Learn how to hit. Learn how to tackle. We were watching the game, my Dallas game, game I played against Dallas. And remember, it was a cornerback that hit a guy out of bounds. And we saw the coach lose his mind because why? They gained 40 yards on one play simply because of a personal foul, hitting a guy out of bounds.
How perfect was it that we turned on the television in the van and the game they're running is Steelers-Cowboys with you on the field, and all I was doing was looking for you to screw up. That's all I needed was one bad Ramon Foster moment.
What we saw, he did fine.
He did fine.
And I knew.
Even though y'all lost.
But it wasn't the offense's fault.
I mean, Zeke's. Wow.
I can say that now. I can say
man,
that.
don't ever go against the squad.
Hey, let me call Debo. You can tell him that.
You know what? And he gonna tell you who messed up on that long Zeke play. Yeah.
I like that second down play where you blocked to nobody.
Hey, sometimes your job is just to be there. Because if you be there, you're going to be took care of.
Picture me, Poland. Were you a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat person? More so. The person that's saying both to me, I get it. I played both also. I liked both a lot.
It is implied by the question.
We understand you probably played multiples.
You got to pick one.
I mean, I would put Marvel Capcom 3 here, but it's a Street Fighter Mortal Kombat question. Mortal Kombat right now, 71%.
People just don't like nice things. Man.
Street Fighter 28.9.
That surprises me a little bit.
I thought it'd be closer than that.
Way closer. And I wonder it's because of the movie.
Well, the Street Fighter movie was horrendous.
Trash.
Horrendous.
Man. Trash.
Was our guy Raul Julia?
His final role.
As M. Bison?
Well, yeah, he was sick, had cancer. Died of cancer after that movie.
From the Addams Family and a bunch of other stuff.
Great actor.
Yeah, did you ever see the Street Fighter movie?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Hot garbage.
I was probably so young enough that I enjoyed it, though.
And the first Mortal Kombat film, I loved that film because it was so dumb. It was so
Wasn't that
stupid.
Pete Sampras' wife that was in there? Like,
yeah, Sonya?
Bridget Wilson or something?
Yeah. Yes. It was so dumb that I loved it. Loved it. And the soundtrack to Test Your Might and all that kind of stuff.
Was it Christopher Lambert was in there? Yeah, from Highlander.
He was Raiden, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So that's the story of the new Mortal Kombat real fast. It's just that it is so dumb, preposterously bad. And I can't wait to see the next one.
Glutton for punishment over there.
There are some movies like that.
So Julio Jones, interesting point made by Peter King. When we come back to open the third hour, who might be looking to trade for Julio Jones? Nobody's trying to trade for Peter King. Who's trying to trade for Julio Jones? Might be surprised in one of the teams he mentions. I'll tell you who that is when we come back. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Real life awaits Blaine and Mickey.
Real life awaits. Like you push that door open and you peek out of it.
Blaine and Mickey, today from 1 to 3 p.m.
104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Ramon, and this is who you need to know when it comes to selling your home. Open Door. If you're thinking about selling your home, think about selling it to Open Door. Hundreds of thousands of people have already, and I mean have already requested their offer through Open Door, and you can too. Go to opendoor.com, answer a few quick questions about your home, then complete a contact-free video walkthrough and get your offer in just a few steps. Thing is, if you like that offer, you can sell it to the people I know directly at Open Door. No do-it-yourself repairs, no prep work, no showings, no staging, no decluttering. Who wants to do all of those things anyway? You can get your offer, close when you're ready, and you can do it all online. Get your free offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. Again, that's opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc., license 02061130 in California, Open Door Brokerage, LLC, and its other markets.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. As I noted here on Friday, Roger Penske was determined that his drivers, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, avoid their costly final lap mistake at the Daytona 500 that led to a crash rather than a checkered flag. Yesterday, Keselowski made the perfect final move in the Geico 500 to claim his 6th victory at Talladega, tying Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon. Daytona, oh man, it stings still, Keselowski said. I certainly learned some lessons from that race, and I tried to apply them, and it all came together there at the end. Logano, meantime, was involved in a scary lap 60 crash that flipped him over and sent him airborne above Bubba Wallace's car. A wild moment prompted Wallace to reveal, "I'm telling you, my underwear is worse than the car right now." I can imagine it was. I'm Boomer Esiason.
You want cash. You want to get stuff done. So what do? You buy 5-Hour Energy, of course. You upload the receipt to 5hewin.com, then find out if you've instantly won $10, $100, or even $1,000. Then you drink that 5-Hour Energy and cut through your to-do list like a hot knife through butter. 5-Hour Energy, the official sponsor of Getting Stuff Done. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends June 30th, 2021. For rules, visit 5hewin.com/rules. Void where prohibited. Message and data rates may apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course, we can help you find some fuel treatment. Right now, we have buy one, get one free on STP Super Concentrated Fuel Injector Cleaner. Plus, AutoZone Rewards members get a $1 bonus reward. Not a member? Don't worry. Joining is easy. And you can even earn an extra $5 bonus reward when you join with a valid email. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Some things are just true, like your local Geico agent could save you hundreds, and also you should never sneak up on a beekeeper.
Hey, beekeeper!
What the? Oh my gosh! Oh my bees! Oh no, they're headed right for the balloon factory.
Your local Geico agent could help you save 15% or more. It's just true.
Mother's Day is almost here, and it's about spending quality time with the moms we love. Plan ahead and send Mom exactly what she craves this year. The mouth-watering Let's Go Grill package. Visit omahasteaks.com and enter keyword ZONE in the search bar to order today. This package includes our signature butcher-cut filet mignons, apple tartlets, and so much more. Plus, she'll get the tasty bonus of 12 ultra-juicy Omaha Steaks burgers free. That's almost 4 pounds of free burgers. To top it off, you'll also get $20 off your first order. Treat Mom to the best steak of her life, guaranteed. Visit omahasteaks.com, use the code ZONE in the search bar, and give your mom something she'll love. Plus, get 12 free Omaha Steaks burgers and $20 off at checkout on your first order. The Let's Go Grill package is selling out fast, so don't wait and miss out. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword ZONE.
Hit the jackpot on Vegas-sized thrills at Oak Grove Gaming. Just a quick spin from Nashville off I-24. Win big on over 1,300 of the latest and greatest games. Indulge in all your favorites at our 4 fantastic restaurants, including our signature steakhouse, Garrison Oak. Live it up at our lively bars and lounges, featuring the region's best bands performing live. Of course, it's even more fun when you stay and play. Unwind in an elegant room or suite at our luxurious hotel. Then wake up to enjoy all the Vegas action all over again. Ready to get away without going far away? Make your hotel and dining reservations at oakgrovegaming.com. That's oakgrovegaming.com. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. So Vegas, so close. Conveniently located off I-24, exit 86, across from Fort Campbell in Oak Grove, Kentucky. Just a short drive from Nashville. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The VA loan is one of the best benefits of being in the military. You can buy a home with no money down, and interest rates are up to a full point lower than other loans. HeroLoan.com.
NMLS number 1326241.
Identity thieves love tax forms with personal info needed to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock helps protect, monitor, and restore your identity. No one can monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com. Promo code RISK.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
124 westbound at Haywood Lane, we've got an accident partially blocking the off-ramp. Use caution. East Nashville, Douglas Avenue, west of Gallatin Pike, there's an accident. West, Clifton Avenue, 28th Avenue North, we've got a crash being cleared. And Briley Parkway, reports of an accident northbound at Airways Boulevard. No problems coming in on 65 or 40. No unusual delays on 440. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, this is your Titans NFL Draft Station. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 8:02. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Former Michigan quarterback Joe Milton posted a picture of himself on Instagram in a Vols jersey with the words, let's work, home, which would officially indicate that he will transfer to UT. NHL tonight, Panthers at the Predators, Bridgestone Arena, 7 o'clock will be puck drop. Diamondbacks pitcher Madison Bumgarner threw a 7-inning no-hitter in the second game of a doubleheader, leading Arizona to a 7-0 win over the Atlanta Braves. It won't be recognized as a no-hitter with just the 7 innings, but whatever. Diamondbacks swept the doubleheader. The Braves had only one hit in the first game, dropping that one 5-0, so just one hit over 16 innings for Atlanta. Big news in the women's college basketball coaching world. Hall of Fame coach Kim Mulkey, who won 3 national championships in 21 seasons at Baylor, leaving for LSU. She is a Louisiana native, also played at Louisiana Tech, where she was an assistant. And Brad Keselowski won at Talladega. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Vol for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Welcome back in. J. Martin Ramon, 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. They're right here in Nashville. TN, tons of experience. If you got garage door issues, get them handled with our guys. All Four, that's the number 4 if you want to look them up online. allfourseasonsgarages.com/Nashville. That'll get you what you need. Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer, Jason Martin. Those are our names. We're on Twitter at JMart and Ramon, at Ramon Foster, at JMart Radio, at Schaefer on Sports. Are you a Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter person? Or were you more, or are you more? Yes, I get it. Tekken, Soul Calibur, all these are true. Marvel Capcom 3 is probably my favorite fighting game ever, even though Mortal Kombat 2 might be the thing I played the most of, because that's when they brought in Baraka and Kitana and Kung Lao and some of those guys. And Baraka, I know this is an audio medium, even though we now have video. But like Baraka, when you think Baraka, the only thing that you immediately do is just
Yep. That's it.
It's like Wayne Chisholm headband.
Wayne with the headband. No matter what you could do, as many times you tried to block it, your energy was still going down.
Yeah.
Your strength was still
You would
going
jump
down.
into it because you would be going for like a jump kick.
Yeah.
And you would just
Yep. Tekken wasn't my thing though.
Tekken was so impressive to watch.
Yeah.
And I would play it some, but it just never had the same hook to me.
It did not. It did not. The Mortal Kombat, though, their series of moves, though, as far as like what they did, the Scorpion.
Scorpion was Scorpion. Look, and James Lewis asked this question, and when we were doing this poll question, I was trying to decide, do you do Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or favorite character from Mortal Kombat? Because the movie, of course, came out on Friday. And I think both of them were right. And James Lewis is like, well, the second question is, who did you use? Who's your favorite character? And he said Scorpion all day. Mm-hmm. And that was who I used all the time, too. I mean, I moved around. We would move around. We would even do random characters and stuff with my friends and all that, too, just to have fun with it. But if I was just playing to beat the game, it was always Scorpion. Because get over here was so great.
Yep, and it was this. So when you were fighting to go up the ladder, being able to stay away from, what was the forearm guy?
Goro. Prince Goro. He's in the movie.
Staying away from Goro was the best. It was better done with Scorpion.
It
was because if you were Liu Kang trying to kick, he was just gonna grab you and beat you.
Get that club shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Baraka. Johnny Cage was so cool, though. He was good. I feel like his strength as far as on the game stayed better than everybody else between him and Liu Kang.
Liu Kang I really like, too, because the bicycle kick made me laugh so much.
Yeah.
And the fireballs are pretty easy to pull off. I thought Liu Kang was a really balanced fighter on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was sort of your Ryu or Ken.
Yeah.
Kind of guy. So we're getting a lot of that. And Raiden was just never for me. I mean, I played with him fine because I like that teleport move. And all of that kind of stuff.
You skip screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was much more Scorpion than Raiden.
It was Scorpion, Sub-Zero.
And Sub-Zero, I loved Sub-Zero. I thought that outfit, the blue outfit, was cool.
Yeah.
Like, I just loved how it looked. And just the deal where you throw the ice on the ground and they slide backwards and they're just like fumbling around and you could roll up and uppercut them. Love that. Love that.
I'm looking at some of these new characters they got on Nightwolf, Smoke, Reptile.
Yeah, well, Smoke was actually in Mortal Kombat 2 as a hidden character. Nightwolf showed up in 3, I think.
Yep.
Which I loved. I thought 3 was a great one, too. That was the last side-scrolling one, like one of the older ones. Before, I think 4 is when they went 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And to me, that changed it. I still liked it, but the Mortal Kombat, the fighting games I knew were the side-scrolling games.
Yeah.
As cool as it is, maybe I'm just not adept enough to handle it once it got past that. But there were a whole lot of characters.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I'm checking it out. Seriously.
Yeah, well, we will break it down in detail after you see it.
Liu Kang.
Yeah. Julio Jones. I teased this.
Yeah, you teased it. I didn't even see this, Jay. What's going on?
Look, man, it's the season of lies. It's also the season
season
of projection. So I'm just going to read this paragraph from this morning's piece from Peter King. Surprises. Peter. Keep an eye on Atlanta. I can't predict any bombshells, but a few things would not surprise me. So that's basically hedging your bet. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. Most notably, the Falcons putting the framework of a trade together for star wideout Julio Jones and making the trade effective June 2nd. That way, Atlanta could split Jones' cap charge between 21 and 22 instead of getting bashed with it all this year. It's almost like he's talked to somebody. So if such a trade happens, I expect it could involve a future pick or picks. Nothing this year. A future second-round pick as compensation seems fair to me. Because such a trade wouldn't be official until June, no picks in this draft could be involved. As for the interested team or teams, I would guess Las Vegas. John Gruden couldn't resist Antonio Brown. I doubt he could resist Julio Jones. New England, too, and a couple of teams with clear receiver needs. Tennessee and Baltimore.
Ooh.
So of the 4 teams mentioned right there, Peter King throws Tennessee into the mix for Julio Jones as a trade. Now, he's also saying, I'm not reporting the Falcons will trade Jones or will probably trade Jones. I'm saying it would not surprise me if it happens.
Just say what.
So really what that is I needed to fill something to create something because either you know something and you're saying it so you can sound smart after the fact.
Yep.
Or you're just rattling off at the mouth.
And then covering your bases also by saying it might or might not happen.
Exactly. That right there, I don't even know if that's even relevant. I don't even know if the last 45 seconds was worth us reading that because it tells you nothing.
Other than it being a scenario that could or could not happen.
But everything is a scenario that could or could not happen.
What point exactly? Like,
okay. There is a scenario in the next 5 seconds where this chair, I'm going to fall on the ground. If I start leaning back, all of a sudden I can hit the ground. Now, I'm not reporting that I'm going to hit the ground. I am reporting that I could within the next 5 seconds if the chair so desired.
But there's a chance that it may or may not happen. Again.
Thanks for that. Appreciate the update.
So it's when it's this time of year, Jay, we always get somebody that bring up a question. Let's talk sports. Yeah, we're going to talk them. But it's going to be the same regurgitated stuff that you get week in and week out about people who say stuff may or may not happen or could or won't happen. Like, which one do you want? Is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? Well, I'm going to say it just in case it does happen because I want to be first on the scene. But I'll cover it up by saying it's not going to happen, too, just in case it doesn't. Like, people. This is what we're dealing with right now. It's a lot of saturation of just anything that you want to happen that may or may not happen. I keep saying it because that's what every
the draft is. Look, the draft itself is fun.
3 days.
The draft itself is fun. Titans Radio is going to do a great job.
Can't wait.
You're going to be a part of it. It's going to be awesome. But Schaefer said it to me during a break, and this is how I feel. Can we please get the draft here? Because I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm done with this. There are some people that just eat and sleep this all of the run up to the draft stuff?
Yeah.
No. Tell me who you're going to pick. Let's have a discussion then about, well, did this make sense? Did this not make sense? Was this a reach? Blah, 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 all of this. What was this team doing? What trades got made? That's fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun radio on Friday. That'll be fun radio on Monday. But let's pick these guys apart for a week and a half, and let's talk about all of this, and let's bring up who might trade. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not even saying it's probable to happen. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I'll say this. We got Coach Matt coming up in a little bit in the next segment, and I think maybe a fair question to ask, will the Titans trade back? But guess what? His answer is going to be just like all the national analysts, possibly. Would you rather them trade back? Also, that's probably a better question.
That's a better question.
Would you rather them trade back? Would you rather? That's the game we're playing right now. We're basically playing the college high school. Would you rather? That's basically what draft season is right now.
Yeah, it is.
Spin the ball.
I'm just glad it's finally draft week.
Me too.
Because I'm tired of expert opinions and experts that are claiming to be in the know when they don't know anything.
A question I got for you, though, is this. Who's the most arrogant team or fan base that after their first-round draft pick is picked, it's like, yep, we're winning it all? Who's going to be that team this year?
That's probably a team's already pretty close.
Huh.
When you think, I mean, none of the teams that are drafting quarterbacks are now going to think.
I mean, but you got to think when the first-round quarterback is picked in like the top, Sanchez going to the Jets. You know what I'm saying? I know some people like boo or what, but this is our shot.
Jets fans never love their draft pick.
We're never going to say anything about the New York Jets during a draft ever. Ever.
Because it's just all bad and wrong anyway.
I mean, one thing about it is they're going to take Zach Wilson. Their fans have gotten used to that, and they've been sold a bill of goods, to say the least, so we don't know whether or not the goods are solid or not. We just know he has elite arm talent, but he also had competition that, let's just say, is not going to replicate what he's about to see in the National Football League.
Right.
Cleveland Browns. That's who's going to do it.
Can Cleveland outdo Nashville when it comes to the draft?
Absolutely not.
No.
Cleveland's barely even a city.
I saw somebody say.
I said that.
Oh.
Is it a city?
Mistake by the lake.
Mistake I was going there.
But
Mistake by the lake.
But they'll be the fan base once they make their pick. We're going. And you know what? They've got a legitimate shot.
The telephone number to reach us always is to rock and roll. So that's awesome. We got Coach Mack. We'll talk to him about what the Titans might do. We'll not probably mention Julio Jones at all, but will they draft somebody or should they trade back? We'll talk to him about that and plenty more when we come back. It's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
I could care less about Barkley's work.
I understand.
The NFL Draft is this Thursday. Find out who the Titans take at 22. Continuous coverage all day this Thursday with Titans Radio taking over at 6. And then the pick.
With the 22nd pick, the Tennessee Titans select
On your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, spring is here. We know this. It was actually a little bit chilly, and you had some rain and things this past weekend, but we're getting into the 80s, and I mean mid-80s here in a couple of days. So it's time. It's time to get out there and get your lawn all set to go, and Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply is ready for you. All the fertilizer, seeds, pre-emergents, and herbicides needed to get your property ready for the year. They've got the professional advice that you need, and they can help you DIY your lawn, do it yourself, and get your landscape exactly the way you want it to. Also, insects, those bugs, those pests that keep you inside, that don't want to put you in your yard. Dickens has easy-to-apply controls for fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, ants, spiders, and more. Let them help you beat the bugs and reclaim your yard. Don't forget to service your mower. Keep that thing running through the heat of summer as well. They got everything to do it yourself, or you can let one of their licensed and trained mechanics do the work for you. Trey and the crew at Dickens, nobody does it better. By the way, deliver professional mowing quality and comfort and style with the all-new Toro Z Master 4000 HDX. The HDX's unique MyRide suspension system and deluxe seats with armrests keep you comfy hour after hour, no matter what the terrain is. And this super powerful engine, a durable deck, upgraded hydros are going to help you finish more jobs faster. Toro at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Check that out while you're there. But whether you're trimming bushes, cutting grass, or just trying to keep weeds and insects out of your lawn and landscape, they've got it all. Quality parts, products, the best advice, your one-stop shop. I want you to shop where the pros go. If you want to think I'm a pro, I shop there. You should too. It's Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, and always online at dickenssupply.com.
Hey, football fans, this is Will Bowling reminding you that the 2021 draft, it's right around the corner, and FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking new users up with 20-1 odds on Trevor Lawrence to be drafted number 1. That's crazy. That means a $5 bet wins you $100 when you bet on the projected number 1 pick. It's the biggest lock of the draft, so put an extra $100 in your pocket just for betting on it. To claim this exclusive offer, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code WILL104. You can also make a variety of different bets, from top picks at each position to who you think your team will pick and much more. Put on your GM hat, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and remember, use my promo code WILL104 to acclaim exclusive 20-1 odds on Trevor Lawrence to go number 1. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. New users only. Must wager in designated offer market. $10 first deposit required. Max bet $5. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Mortgage interest rates have started to rise. The good news is, at the Home Loan Expert office, we are still locking loans in the 2s. Have you thought about a refinance? Dropping your mortgage rate, saving a couple $100 a month, or pulling out the cash to pay off the credit cards or make those big home improvement projects a reality? How much can you save? Let's find out now. thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
You have the opportunity to build a future. AT&T is hiring technicians across the greater Nashville area to help expand and support the AT&T fiber network. Our technician teams are on the front lines of growing the AT&T fiber footprint and assisting customers with installing and supporting AT&T fiber. You'll experience new challenges and adventures with a full benefits package and employee perks. Sound like the right job for you? Apply today at att.jobs/technician. That's att.jobs/technician. AT&T is an equal opportunity employer.
In the market for a late model pre-owned vehicle but don't want to deal with the hassle of traditional dealerships? My name is Tom Seifert, and I founded Genesis Auto Brokers over a decade ago to offer a better way to purchase your next pre-owned vehicle. As a licensed dealership, simply tell us what you're looking for, and through dealer-only auctions, we'll find the exact car to fit your needs and budget. At Genesis Auto Brokers, you'll save time, money, and hassle. Visit us at GenesisAutobrokers.com to start the easiest pre-owned car buying process in Middle Tennessee. That's GenesisAutobrokers.com.
A SunTrust checking account lets you stay on top of your money and help it grow. Plant the seeds for your goals with access to financial resources and tools. Keep an eye on your spending, hedging and managing it by setting limits on our mobile app. And rake in cash back on debit card purchases from your favorite retailers with SunTrust deals. With all the right tools, your account can blossom. Open an account today at suntrust.com/checking. Must have online banking to participate in SunTrust deals. SunTrust, now Truist. Member FDIC.
If you're thinking about selling your home this spring, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain. When it comes to selling your home, experience matters. The Wall Street Journal ranks Mark Spain Real Estate #1 in the United States for closed homes for the 3rd year in a row. And when you call us, we respond fast. You can sell your home hassle-free and skip the constant cleaning, repairs, and all the stress. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can receive an all-cash offer and close in as little as 21 days. Trust me, I've been in business for over 25 years and served over 25,000 homeowners, and I know what matters most: a quick sell and maximum profit. One of our clients, Chris, said, Mark Spain Real Estate made selling our home so easy and stress-free with their guaranteed offer program. We got an offer above market value, exceeding all of our expectations. Work with the most trusted team in real estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply.
The headlines have hit the news, claiming shortages of vehicles in Middle Tennessee. Not at Music City Autoplex. Their exceptional wholesale buying ability has allowed them to increase inventory to meet your needs like no other dealership. More late model, low mileage choices, more financing options, more SUVs, more trucks, more sedans. So visit Music City Autoplex today and find more of what you want in a vehicle purchase experience. See why Music City Autoplex is growing and why they are the uncommon dealership. Located at 2430 Gallatin Pike or online at musiccityautoPlex.com.
Is your company hiring? We can help. Invest in your workforce at tnjobfair.com.
Hey, this is Liz Allison with Off the Track. Join us Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. for the latest in NASCAR news and get up close and personal with your favorite drivers, past and present. Off the Track, fueled by State Water Heaters, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
Whites Creek, 24 eastbound after Old Hickory Boulevard. Watch for an accident. Green Hills, Woodmont Boulevard. We've got a crash at Hillsborough Pike. No problems coming in on 65 or 40. No unusual delays on 440. This report brought to you by Gatorade. Purchase any Gatorade product at MAPCO and enter to win weekly prizes through MAPCO's My Rewards app. Now through May 3rd, win a $200 Fanatics gift card or the grand prize Gatorade swag bag. Grab a Gatorade at your local MAPCO today. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
On a scale of 1 to 10, this is some good
Welcome back, JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. Jason Martin, Ramon Foster, 11-year NFL vet and Vol for life, back home in Knoxville this weekend. And Jonathan Schaefer on Twitter at JMart and Ramon. James Lewis dropped me a couple of Jim Gaffigan memes who basically said, yeah, you're Jim Gaffigan now. And the meme says, you know what it's like having a fourth kid? Imagine you're drowning and then someone hands you a baby.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
So 104.5 Zone's NFL draft coverage all month long and certainly all week long, sponsored by Farm Bureau Health Plans. So is Coach Mack. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price? Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. Coach, what's going on?
Hi, JMart, Ramon, Shafe. JMart, first of all, how's Claire Grace and Abby? They good?
Yeah, they're doing all right. We can't get Clara Grace to lay down flat in the pack and play at night or at any point to sleep. We have to have her elevated or she fidgets and makes noise that keeps everyone awake. So right now, Abby is sleeping, sitting up on the couch with like this cushion thing next to her with CG in that. So that's something we've got to find a way to remedy, and I don't know how easy that's going to be.
Well, just let me say this. I'm not an expert, but it sounds like Claire Grace is being a baby. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. You know a bunch of those throughout your time in the league, too, don't you, Coach?
Hey, look, just let it happen. It'll be fine. There's billions of people walking the earth. It'll be okay.
Yeah, it will be.
Coach, we were listening to the OTP on the way back from the Orange and White yesterday.
Hey, how was you guys' trip to Knoxville?
It was a lot of fun.
It was
a lot of fun to be around the program and just see some excitement. It's always fun to see a new start, but this coaching staff, and it just seems like the university right now is real welcoming of former players, of alumni, and just kind of they're trying to create a positive vibe, and that's not how you felt down there in a while. So it was fun, and it was fun to watch Ron Slay and Ramon Foster hold court out there like they were celebrities. That was kind of hard to deal with.
Look, they should be, and with the history that a place like the University of Tennessee has, that's how it should be every time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got guys that have been through there that have built the going clear back, that have built the legacy of what Tennessee athletics is. That's the way it should be. I'm really glad to hear that's the kind of vibe it was.
It was, Coach. And one thing I've been saying, you know how your strings have been pulled a little bit when you go into a building or wherever it's at. We were talking, it just didn't feel like you had a car salesman in front of you. They were, and that's a good feeling when you're talking about sports as a whole. I think they're a university now, a coaching staff and a staff that knows where they are and knows what they need to do to get there, Coach. So that's a great start right there.
I really like hearing that, because all of my experiences with University of Tennessee, especially football, when we back in the day, we'd go in there and make those school visits and work out players in the spring. I mean that place has just got a legacy of great athletic achievement. And I'm really happy to hear that was the vibe, because that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah, and I mean, Heupel was real down to earth in terms of he's very dialed into football. There's no question about that. He didn't know a whole lot of details of other things that are happening in life. He talked about his family and his kids as much as he did football. But there was definitely a real – I think this is a thing, Coach, and you can speak to this and you can look at this at the NFL level too. It's like Heupel was a player. And he's not 80 years old. Like, he's not somebody that's so far removed from being a player that he doesn't remember what it's like to be on the other side looking up at a coach. Like, there's a balance there where he can relate to the players a little bit and still also have a bit of the coach in him. And I think that's a nice trait to have as a young football coach.
Well, it absolutely is. And really, JMart, it really has nothing to do with age. It just has something to do with look, this is a people business.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're 40 or you're 80, you treat people with respect and they will treat you like that back. And then plus they will want to be around you. You start treating people with no respect, not going to have a lot of people want to be around you.
So what is on your mind? Like I said, we're listening to the OTP, and you guys talked a lot about the new rules on the latest Official Titans podcast, and it was you and Rhett that were joining Mike and Amy, and I found that really fascinating. It was supposed to be an NFL draft preview cast, though, Coach, and you guys didn't really get to that. Not as much, but I guess as much as you've been talking and as much as you're about to talk this week, and certainly once the draft kicks off on Thursday and you guys begin your coverage, it was good to kind of get a little bit of a refresher outside of that. What do you think of some of the new rules and the way that things have been laid down?
You know, they constantly tweak it. I mean, you know, for about 15 years when Jeff Fisher was was in charge of that, the competition committee, you know, I would get, you know, the new rules preps before he ever even went to the owners' meetings, and then would come back and get a really good dossier of what was going on. And the league's always going to tweak rules. I mean, it really is. The biggest thing that's going on now, guys, there's two things that really make it that take precedence over any other rules right now for the National Football League. It's player safety, all right, and it's replay and getting the call right. Because we've got technology now that we've never had before. And so, you know, you heard me say on that podcast, you know, they're talking about, letting the guy in the box, you know, have a little bit more say in what goes on. He's still not an official. He's not a air quote sky judge, but he'll be able to look down and say, hey, look, that ball hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it, you know, because one of the reasons, and I said, look, I could do that job because I spent, you know, a lot of years in the press box with a monitor from the truck looking at it, you know, making calls on whether we should challenge or not and whether a call was there or not. You've got the technology to do it now. I mean, 15 cameras is the fewest cameras you have at any National Football League contest. And so they're trying to get that stuff right, but they're also trying not to interrupt the game. And then the player safety things, I mean, all of that is, you know, Mike Keith gave that fascinating stat about the onside kicks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 67 being tried last season and 3 being able to be recovered. You know, and so, I mean, I'm all for the player safety. I really am. I mean, because I think that's something that has helped our game, and it will help the players, once they get through playing. I mean, you got a guy that's did it for 11 years, you know, with contact every play, sitting right there. So the safer you can make the game, the better. And the more you can use technology without interrupting the flow of the game. And so, you know, I'm all for it if it's got some common sense to it.
Coach, when it comes down to, you know, I guess the efficiency of the game, listen to Mike Keith talk yesterday when we were listening to the OTP podcast was this. He said, get rid of the kickoff, you know, because he wants straight excitement. Will we get to that point where the kickoff is taken away?
No, we will not.
Okay.
And you know, Mike Keith and I, look, I work with a Hall of Fame broadcaster, so I'm never going to disagree with him anything broadcast-wise. That, I keep telling him no. You know, they are not going to get rid of that. They're just not going to do it.
Okay. Coach, and you guys were, getting into the draft process. This is draft week is finally here. And I guess I got to ask you, a guy that's been inside the room as far as the process of evaluation. There was a report released this morning about Christian Barmore and his, I guess he's reluctant to take coaching sometimes. When stuff like this is dropped out into the media, especially on social media now, is this something that coaches really already know, or is it breaking news to coaching staffs that are evaluating them?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that, because that, to me, first of all, did anybody put a name with who said that?
Of course not.
Hope.
Okay, that's number one. That's number one. So and number two is this. And I've been in 31 draft rooms. I've been in 31 draft preps in my career. All right. And, and now going on 5 as a broadcaster. Here's the deal. If you're in a draft room and all of a sudden you're going to change your mind on what somebody says that you have no idea who it is 4 days before the draft, and you change your grade on a player, then guess what? You got the wrong people in that draft room. All right. I mean, that's just the truth. And so all of that stuff, I mean, close your eyes, tell me what you see. That's how much it matters right now.
So Well, you tell me this because you've been in so many draft rooms, as you just said, Coach. How sure do a lot of these teams feel about the guys that they want? Now, when you look at the evaluation process, is it still ongoing and there's still up and down moves being made in terms of, well, I like this guy better last week? Or do they really have a pretty genuine sense of where they have these guys now?
You got a good sense of where you have them, but it's not necessarily, and let me just say this to both of you guys and then for our listeners, because you guys are sophisticated in this, and so are our listeners. It's not really who you want, it's who's available to you when your pick comes, okay? There's a big difference in that, all right? And so when you start looking at you grade people individually, and that's where your vertical draft board comes in. You grade people individually. You grade people individually in their position groups vertically. You grade people individually in the 1 through however many you've put up there. But then there's also a horizontal grade where you start to work pods of people, especially if you're drafting lower in the draft every round. You've got to work with pods of people rather than one particular person, because you really have no idea what is going to happen before your picks in rounds 1, 2, and on through the draft.
So we were talking to a former teammate of mine, Kevin Simon, who's also a Dallas Cowboys scout. And he was giving me the scenario of the Cowboys were ready to pick Ryan Shazier at 16.
They were super excited about taking Shazier at 16. And Simon even mentioned that he felt like they knew something in that room that other people were knocking Shazier for from his workout. Yeah. And they realized it wasn't a big deal, and they were ready to cry when the Steelers took him.
Yeah, so the Steelers took him at 15. They had 16 instead. They just threw their draft board on the tilt, and they ended up picking, was it Travis Frederick?
No, was it DeMarcus Lawrence?
No, it was Travis Frederick.
Different
center,
I think. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
What happens in those situations, though? I know you have it pegged of who you want at what pick, but do some teams, I guess, or have you been in a room where it scrambles after your pick is gone?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I have. That's a real scenario. And usually what happens too, again, it's when you get into the later parts of the draft. And I talk about later parts, I'm talking about the belly of the draft. When you start getting from 15 to about 25 or 27, and then whatever those commensurate numbers are throughout the rest of the draft. Because what will happen, sometimes somebody will have the same guy and they'll trade up in front of you. All right. You may have it all figured out going, you know what? The Eagles are right here, and they do not need a receiver, and we're going to get this dude right here. And all of a sudden, somebody jumps up in front of you with a trade that really wants a receiver, and the guy that you have is sitting there on the board with a light blinking on top of his head as the best receiver available at that point. And before the name's even announced, they got the dude.
Yeah. Coach, through this whole process of evaluating, it's always interesting to me that every year there's only about maybe one tight end that you focus in on the draft. It's never a plethora of like 4 tight ends in the first round. You can get you can get tackles, there'll be quarterbacks, there'll be wide receivers. But the tight end position is usually just one guy, and that one guy this year is Kyle Pitts. Is it hard to evaluate tight ends in the draft process when it comes down to it?
Well, it's not hard, but you have to do some projecting as far as to how you're going to use them.
Okay.
Because that's what really goes on. Because the way that you see them used now in the professional game, when you have 12 personnel in the ball game and you have 2 tight ends, you really don't have 2, inline tight ends in there. 12 personnel, you usually have what we call a stud tight end or a close side tight end where you would set your defensive front. Then you have an open side tight end, a move guy, or a guy that will split out so that it will look like 11 personnel. And so I think it's the way that they are used in collegiate football that you have to project as to how you want to use them. And, whether you're a multiple tight end set, a team like the Ravens that plays a lot of 13 personnel may look at tight ends differently than someone who is an 11 personnel team and really only uses a tight end, as a single guy to set an edge, and let the other 3 wide receivers take care of the passing game. And then you have a lot of scenarios in between that. So it's really the way that you have to project them. And there you go into what we've talked about before, guys. You start looking at traits. You don't start looking so much at production and scheme that they have been in. You start projecting traits that will fit what you want to do with a tight end position.
All right, Coach Newsome, Elijah Moore. Maybe some guys fall that you don't know or don't expect to be there at 22 for some reason. There's the option to trade down. I'm not asking you what you think John Robinson is going to do. I'm asking you as somebody with experience and somebody that has watched a ton of film on a lot of these guys and spent a lot of times breaking them down. When 22 comes, if it's your pick to make, what is the most glaring need and who is the guy that you go after?
Well, I think they still need to help their receiving core and the back end of their defense. I mean, that to me that's where you've lost the most veteran players. And that, to me, that if the person is sitting there that you really like, that's what you do. I mean, and that is just, my humble opinion. Unless somebody falls there that all of a sudden you look at it and you go, whoa, okay. I mean, like if Kyle Pitts falls down there, you might take him.
Yeah. Jason played a clip earlier offline of Nick Saban talking about.
Yeah, we're going to play it on air a little bit later on.
But just as somebody that's in the business, coach, and these two words, when somebody's giving a draft evaluation of a player and they use the words and but, what does that mean to a guy that's going through the process of okay, we can trust him or we don't? And is what you want, but when they say but, that's usually another way for them to be able to knock you, I guess.
That is comes right in there to me when you're describing players with the phrase "with all due respect."
Yeah.
Because in most of the times, even if you're talking to somebody else in a non-football manner, and you say, "Hey, you know what, Ramon? In all due respect," well, then whatever's coming out of your mouth next is not a lot of respect. And so. When you're in a draft room, as I said, I've been in 31 of them where when everybody's in the room and it's your turn to read your report, you don't want a whole lot of ands and buts. Look, just give your report and give why you like the player and why you don't like the player. And don't be one of those dudes that wants to sit in the middle and hedge your bet, because if everybody in the room that was evaluating was going to hedge their bets, then you'd never come to any conclusions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the best GMs are, guys. They're the best listeners. They don't want to be the final voice in the room to begin any conversation. They want to hear, but the reason you are hired or the reason you are in there and the reason that you are given the charge to evaluate and then write a report and then read a report to the whole room is that you've got an opinion on this player, good or bad. But if your opinion is always in the middle, then you've really given me no opinion.
One thing I read from Peter King this morning real quick, Coach, was that it looks like a record number of teams are looking to trade down. Maybe Tennessee's part of that group, but there's a lot of teams that are looking to trade down for whatever reason. And the way Peter says it is the sweet spot in this draft is going to be the second, third round, especially picks 30 to 75. How interesting do you think day two of the draft is likely to be?
Very interesting. I think he's right. And I think another reason, just in, talking to a few people around the league, which means a lot of them, the thing about this draft is just because of the unusual evaluation period that everybody has been in, truncated games, some opt-outs, not a lot of face-to-face stuff. You might be better off in this draft. I mean, some thinking that if guys are close, I mean, you'd like to get numbers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You'd like to get numbers. And now, if there's somebody genuinely that you're absolutely sure, well, then, yeah, you got to go. The thing about trading down is, guys, and I worked the phones incessantly for 31 years on draft day. The thing about trading down is you've got to have somebody to trade with. You can't just do like Mike Tyson, those guys did at the Vikings, say, we'll pass. You just can't do that. I mean, and so you have to have, and all of those conversations, a lot of those conversations have gone on now. We saw a big trade made with Baltimore and the Chiefs, before the draft. But a lot of these trades that he's talking about, and I think he's right, but those conversations will go on during the draft, because those conversations start to go on. Going back to the first part of this conversation we had this morning, is when players start coming off the board and you start grouping your pods horizontally, and you're saying, okay, I'm going to have to be able, I'd like to be able to move down because I think I can get commensurate value down here. And somebody might have one person they want to come up to get it, but you have to have a trade partner. It's just the way it is.
Coach, tell me how your week looks as it relates to Titans Radio and what the listeners can expect from you this week.
Well, I've still got. In fact, I'm going to meet Mike Keith and Rhett and I. We've got another podcast we're getting ready to record today. And then what I do right now, I'm fielding calls from a lot of people, from people around the league, just checking in, seeing what's going on. I know a lot of these guys that run all of these draft sites. They're just calling and checking, and I say, hey, look. They'll ask me, what do you think about our mock draft? I said, you know what, the God's honest truth, I don't look at it. I said, but just ask me about a player. I'll tell you what I think about a player. Okay. And I can give you my opinion on a player, but as far as a mock draft, as much as I do about a mock draft, because that's what it is. And so, just a lot of conversations, and then trying to clean up some of the stuff, because Mike Keith is so organized on the things that we do. We've got to, we're going to be able to react off of the moment during the draft as to what goes on, but he has a very definite way that he wants to run this thing. And so we're going through our prep with that.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to hearing it. We're looking forward to all the coverage. I love listening to Titans Radio this time of year. You guys do a fantastic job. We'll be checking out the podcast you guys record as well today, and we look forward to next Monday because we'll have you first. We'll be able to recap everything that happens in the draft with you a week from now.
Absolutely.
And you know what? And that'll be fun. I always love coming on with you guys in the morning, but that'll be fun because we'll have something actually that happened that is facts.
Yeah, speculation's nowhere near as much fun because it just puts you in a spot that you don't want to be in. Coach, you're the best. Thanks.
Guys, see you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That is Dave McGinnis. All our draft coverage and Coach Dave McGinnis, sponsored by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price? Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. We are going to play that Saban audio you referenced because when I played it during the break, I was like, I like it so much, I want to hit it. But I think we hit it in the start of the fourth hour.
Yeah.
So that we can actually react to it. So when we come back, we'll hit on some of the things we just talked to Coach Mack about, including what Peter King said about he thinks a lot of teams want to trade down in the second round of this draft. Is going to be fascinating. We'll talk all about that when we come back. It's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
When Buck Rising defends John Robinson, he dishes the facts.
It's not that I'm here to blindly defend John Robinson. I'm here to defend John Robinson because John Robinson's track record demands that I defend John Robinson. These are just the facts.
Buck Rising, today, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Ascend shares our profits with our members, and 2020 is no exception. After a difficult year for all, we are pleased to announce we're returning more than $4 million. This brings our 16-year total to more than $92 million. Ascend is thrilled to support our members and prove the more you bank, the more you could earn. Go online to ascend.org and explore all the ways you could have earned a gift back from Ascend Federal Credit Union.
Every day we encounter non-emergencies, blocked sidewalks, abandoned cars, noisy neighbors. None are good, but none are true emergencies either. Metro Nashville 911 dispatchers receive over 11,000 non-emergency calls each month that should be going to 311 instead. These calls waste valuable time that could be used saving lives. So the next time you need to report an emergency, make the right call. 911 for real emergencies. 311 for everything that's not.
I'm Mick McGorn from 1 Hour, and spring is the best time to rejuvenate your AC with a maintenance plan I call
Mick's Trifecta.
Wait a minute, Ryan. Naming it after me?
Of course, Mick. Your spring AC maintenance package protects your system 3 ways.
I don't like to draw attention to myself.
That's crazy. You're a natural.
You think so?
The camera loves you, Mick.
This is radio, Ryan.
So tell us why Mick's Trifecta is such a great service.
First, your system is completely cleaned on the inside. Perfect.
Then what?
Every moving part lubricated so it runs smooth. Perfect.
And then?
Your system is tuned and calibrated to factory specs. Perfect.
Running at maximum efficiency.
And all this for only
$133.
Okay, Ryan, I guess we can call it Mix Trifecta.
OneHourMix.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Make your appointment for Mix Trifecta.
Guaranteed 3 ways.
Good idea on the name, Ryan. Maybe I'll keep you around a bit longer.
Independently owned and operated.
The magic of springtime is upon us.
Spring cleaning is one of the great joys of life.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
A new spring in their step.
a new color in their cheeks.
But to make spring cleaning truly magical,
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
we'll be there before you hang up the phone.
1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
It's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start.
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
The people inside feel clean and happy too.
we make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands and feet? Taking one drug after another, continual numbness and tinging, burning nerve pain, loss of balance and sensation? Are you trying dangerous drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, Neurontin, or Cymbalta with limited success? Have you been told you just have to live with it?
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Foley, chiropractic physician and advanced clinical nutritionist. I want to let you know there is a non-invasive, natural solution to reduce and eliminate symptoms of neuropathy. This solution addresses the underlying cause of your condition without taking endless drugs with dangerous side effects. This approach has helped many neuropathy sufferers get their life back. I'd like to invite you to a very important webinar where we will teach you how to reverse the deadly condition by healing the nerves, increasing blood flow, and repairing the bad cells. To reserve your seat, call now 615-333-0056. This is a free seminar. Spots are limited. They will fill up fast, so call 615-333-0056.
BetMGM welcomes you to Showtime with a risk-free first bet up to $600. Simply sign up and use bonus code MGM600 and you're on your way to betting with the king of sportsbooks. Plus, with BetMGM's new one-game parlay feature, you can choose from hundreds of bet types and combinations within a single game to build the perfect parlay. All the action on all your favorite sports will be at your fingertips when you download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code MGM600 to make your first bet risk-free up to $600. Bet with confidence and turn game day into payday at BetMGM. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Must be 21 years or older. Must be in Tennessee. Visit BetMGM.com for full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.
Fleet Cards USA.
Fleet Cards USA, Barb here.
Hey, Barb, I've got a lawn care company.
Ooh, we work with home services all the time. Experts in that area.
Well, I need more credit for my business.
Look no further. Fuel cards are a great way to manage expenses and cash flow. Plus, your guys have a convenient way to fuel up.
Wow, that sounds easy.
Easy's my middle name. Not really. It's Hildegard.
Oh, sorry about that.
Go to FleetCardsUSA.com, answer a few questions, and woo, you're good to go.
Fleet Cards USA.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
For the most part, things are looking good this morning. No problems coming in on 2465. No unusual delays on 40 or 440. Laverne, Hobson Pike on Hobson Pike Bridge. We've got bridge repairs. Watch for delays. And Bellevue, Charlotte Pike between Highway 70S and Old Hickory Boulevard. They're doing some repaving. This report brought to you by Gatorade. Purchase any Gatorade product at Mapco and enter to win weekly prizes through Mapco's My Rewards app. Now through May 3rd, win a $200 Fanatics gift card or the grand prize Gatorade swag bag. Grab a Gatorade at your local Mapco today. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
I don't want to hang out with a bunch of football guys. Nope. Like, I'm good. I already have to watch football on Sundays. I don't need to see any more of that.
Oh, it's been a few years since the draft was in Nashville, and the two Bachelorette girls that, well, it went viral to say the least. Nicole Auerbach, who does a great job, award-winning writer for The Athletic, has written kind of a history of that and talked to them and gotten the full story. I'm working through it because it was just posted here during the show this morning. And one of the things that you find out is the death stare photo, the one that was retweeted and all that kind of stuff, was done before the interview was done.
Oh, yeah.
And it was done by a friend because one of the two of them is in media. One of them's a TV person. I'm not saying it's phony. I'm saying that to some degree they were doing a story about the draft and bachelorette parties that had been pitched by one of these women. And there's a lot more to this story. The other thing that I find really interesting is this. The image quickly ricocheted around the internet, amassing more than 5,700 retweets, more than 5,400 quote tweets, in addition to 26,000 likes. The story was quickly picked up by national news outlets. Fox News reached out and offered to fly the two women overnight to New York. Other local news organizations asked if they could tag along for the entire weekend with them. Sager's fiance's phone blew up with texts and screenshots from friends who thought the whole thing was cool. Over the course of the weekend, the women were recognized a few times out at bars and snagged a few free drinks. There's photos in the article. And then the group also got to go to a free outdoor Dierks Bentley concert that took place downtown right after the draft. Wow. They were bumped up to basically the front row because of who they were, and they were let in for the 7th round of the draft. So, like, there's a lot to this.
Whoa.
A lot of it, as a matter of fact.
Made me want to cry.
But it was funny.
I didn't realize.
I'm not saying it was phony, again. I'm just saying there's a lot to this story.
It was already.
These weren't just two idiot women. Like, apparently they were very detailed. The bride's very detailed, setting all this kind of stuff up. Didn't realize the draft was there, and then didn't realize the draft was that big a deal.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things she says in there is, it's kind of bizarre to go to a draft. It's not even a game. And it's just like, it is kind of bizarre, quite frankly, when you think about it. You're basically there to watch people get announced, to watch names get announced.
Yeah. No, it's huge. It's an event now. It's everything that you want it to be because there's so much that surrounds it. My question is this. At least a week out, you had to have known the draft was going to be the weekend of your bachelorette party, though. Like, that's the part of me where you say as well, it's not staged, but in the same sense, it's like you had to have known. Maybe they didn't know it was going to be that big because it was huge.
Yeah, it's big time. Because I said that my husband was never watching football again, like just being dramatic, people were messaging him and telling him to divorce me.
Oh.
People are wild. The visceral reaction from people was just crazy. Like, you guys, this is just about a bachelorette party. Y'all need to calm down. I didn't hurt anybody. He did get to watch football. So there's like a happy ending. I came to my senses. Of course he can watch football. I'm not a dictator.
Well, that
cool story.
that video did not help her cause, though.
No, it did not.
She became a mark, man.
It was like, it still is.
Yeah.
They're talking. That's actually mentioned in the articles. How many times it's used in memes and in the news. There's a whole Nashville group on Facebook that uses it regularly. If there's a city ordinance they don't like, it pops up there. All that kind of stuff. So, yeah, they became famous for it.
My reaction to her story is the Lucas Panzica gif. Just shake his head.
Shaking the head, holding the microphone.
Can't believe you just said that.
Nick Saban had some really, really interesting comments about the draft evaluation process. We're going to play you those for you in their entirety to open the 4th hour of this show and react to them as well. Really worth your time to hear this, so stick around for that. We'll talk about, again, this is a season of lies. It's also the season of knocking young men, too, for everything that you can find. But how much control do you have over it as an athlete? That's what Saban, I think, tried to impart to his team. It's worth hearing. It's actually a message I think we can take into life, and we'll do that when we come back. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
I could give a about all that. Excuse my French.
Getting you set for the draft. This is NFL Draft Month.
Here we go!
On 104.5 The Zone.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by NetSuite by Oracle. Receive your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/golf. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Hall of Famer Donna Di Verona. A swimming prodigy, Di Verona represented the U.S. at the 1960 Rome Olympics as a 13-year-old and then won a pair of Olympic golds in the 1964 Tokyo Games. There she met Team USA basketball star Bill Bradley, with whom she'd talk politics over dinner every night at the Athletes' Dining Hall. Who would know that years later he would be in the Senate when I needed his support on two major pieces of legislation, the Amateur Sports Act and Title IX. She told AroundTheRings.com. Di Verona was also a trailblazer as a women's sportscaster and executive with ABC Sports, and she co-founded the Women's Sports Foundation with the great Billie Jean King. So happy 74th birthday, Donna. Have a great day. I'm Boomer Esiason.
What's the difference between an amateur and a professional golfer? It's about 1.5 strokes per hole. Sounds small, but that's a massive leap in skill. Amateur versus pro. Good versus great. What about your business? It's hard to be great if you're still using QuickBooks and amateur business systems. Chances are you're spending more time chasing answers instead of driving growth. It's time to move up to the pros with NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need to grow all in one place instantaneously. Join ace companies like Bombas, Lovesac, Spikeball, and over 24,000 of the fastest growing businesses using NetSuite to automate processes and close your books in a fraction of the time. Days, not weeks. With NetSuite, you're on the leaderboard. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/golf. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/golf. netsuite.com/golf.
With Root Insurance, you have the power to control your own rates, all from an app. Root is a new type of car insurance that looks deeper than other insurers by using the sensors in your smartphone. Here's how it works. Just download the Root app, get on the road, and we'll take care of the rest. The app measures your driving behavior, things like braking, turning, and how much you drive. And you get a custom rate based primarily on your driving. The better you drive, the better your rate, which means good drivers could save hundreds. And this puts the power back where it belongs, in your hands. It's also easy to customize. The app walks you through each step so you know exactly what you're getting and get exactly what you need. It's car insurance made for you, because good drivers deserve better rates, a better experience, and more control. Download the Root app today and see how easy car insurance can be. Disclaimers may apply. See joinroot.com for details.
Some things are just true, like your local Geico agent could save you hundreds. And also, 2-year-olds will always ask why.
It's lunchtime.
Why?
Because you're hungry.
Why?
Because humans need food.
Why?
Because we convert it to energy, blood, and muscle and bone.
Why?
Because I love you.
Your local Geico agent could help you save 15% or more. It's just true.
If you're over dealing with hair loss, but think now's not the time to do something about it, you couldn't be more wrong. Hey, it's Mickey Ryan. Now is the time to face it head on, and Michael Ramsey with PAI Medical is ready to serve you. Not only is PAI on the cutting edge with the latest technology, but they have awesome financing options, making it affordable for everyone. Have your procedure and recover while you're working from home. Call 615-376-6010 to get Michael's expert opinion. At PAI, all we do is hair, and we are the very best at it. Visit WeGrowHair.com today.
Hey, it's Buck Rising, and around draft time, we always focus on the word team. Whether you're a sports franchise or a local business, your team is what ultimately determines your success. And Two Rivers Ford has a great team. I know because I'm a part of it. Two Rivers has been locally owned since 1983, and their playbook includes fair, honest pricing, a pledge to treat every customer like family, and salespeople that don't work on commission. So if you're in the market for a vehicle, go see the best team in town, the non-commissioned sales team at Two Rivers Ford.
I'm Mick McGorn from 1 Hour, and spring is the best time to rejuvenate your AC with a maintenance plan I call
Mick's Trifecta.
Wait a minute, Ryan. Naming it after me?
Of course, Mick. Your spring AC maintenance package protects your system 3 ways.
I don't like to draw attention to myself.
That's crazy. You're a natural.
You think so?
The camera loves you, Mick.
This is radio, Ryan.
So tell us why Mick's Trifecta is such a great service.
First, your system is completely cleaned on the inside. Perfect.
Then what?
Every moving part lubricated so it runs smooth. Perfect.
And then?
Your system is tuned and calibrated to factory specs. Perfect.
Running at maximum efficiency.
And all this for only
$133.
Okay, Ryan, I guess we can call it Mick's Trifecta.
1hourmick.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Make your appointment for Mick's Trifecta.
Guaranteed 3 ways.
Good idea on the name, Ryan. Maybe I'll keep you around a bit longer.
Independently owned and operated.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hey, this is Liz Allison with Off the Track. Join us Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. for the latest in NASCAR news and get up close and personal with your favorite drivers, past and present. Off the Track, fueled by State Water Heaters, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Titus and Tate, a podcast from two obsessed basketball lovers.
He's seen it all. He can go into any living room in North Carolina, anywhere in the world, and say, I am the blueprint. I am what it looks like to be successful. And guess what? I'm the first black head coach at the University of North Carolina. And it's not about that. I've seen people say it's a woke hire or something like that. No, Hubert Davis earned this job.
More than just analysts and stats. Titus and Tate. Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
Couple of problems. Sutherland Heights, McGavick Pike, and Pennington Bend Road. We've got a crash. Percy Priest Woods. There's an accident in Bell Road at Priest Woods Drive. Bellevue, Charlotte Pike. Watch for repaving between Highway 70S and Old Hickory Boulevard. And in Laverne, Hobson Pike on Hobson Pike Bridge. We've got bridge repairs causing delays. This report brought to you by Staples Stores. Staples is evolving to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with innovative tools for small businesses and remote workers and learners. Explore at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com and find what you need to take on today and to help you tackle tomorrow. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, this is your Titans NFL Draft Station. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 9:03. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Madison Bumgarner threw a 7-inning no-hitter in the second game of a doubleheader, leading Arizona to a 7-0 win over the Atlanta Braves. That 7-inning affair won't count as an official no-hitter, but he didn't give up any hits. The Diamondbacks swept the doubleheader. The Braves had only one hit in the first game, dropping that one 5-0. So yesterday, lost by a combined 12-0 over the two games with just one hit. Ouch. Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey, who has won 3 national championships in 21 seasons at Baylor, is leaving for LSU. She is a Louisiana native. Brad Keselowski won at Talladega. Panthers visiting the Nashville Predators tonight at 7 o'clock. And former Michigan quarterback Joe Milton posted a picture of himself on Instagram in a Vols jersey with the words, "Let's work, home," which would officially indicate that he will transfer to UT. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Ball for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Hour number 4. J. Martin and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone right here in Nashville. Traffic wasn't as bad coming in this morning as I expected it to be.
Nah. A little light today, man. This is a holiday we don't know about.
It was a little light and like the sun was kind of up. Sort of weird driving in at 5:30 and the sun's up.
You knew we had a supermoon again?
No, I didn't.
I was looking like, God, this moon is huge this morning.
Nice.
My thoughts exactly. It was another supermoon. It was more pink this morning.
We're powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. Was it a blood moon, Mo?
No, it wasn't blood this
Pink
time.
lemonade,
it was
Mo?
pink lemonade.
There it is.
My niece liked to say pink water.
That's 11-year NFL veteran involved for life and beverage aficionado Ramon Foster. On Twitter at Ramon Foster. Jonathan Schaefer, look, we visited Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
Visited home and you walked around like a king. That's the same thing that happens to Jonathan Schaefer at Hofstra.
At Hofstra?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Football program, right?
Killer on the lacrosse team.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they play lacrosse well at Hofstra. They probably do other things well at Hofstra, too. What state's that? New York?
New York.
New York.
Hey, look at that.
One of my former teammates. I didn't know what Hofstra was. Willie Colon played at Hofstra. So
did he?
Yeah.
Wayne Corbett was a Hofstra guy, I think.
Wayne Corbett played for the Jets for like 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Colson. Another.
Oh, really?
Yep. Him and Willie were on the same team at Hofstra. Don't know how they came out of Hofstra.
How did
man.
that happen?
Dog.
How are they not both on other teams?
2 Super Bowl champions out of Hofstra. And then, I'll never forget, I think it's 2010, they got rid of the football program. Got them in, got them out. Yeah, they no longer have a football program. Sucks. Yeah.
Pour one out. Pour a little of this vitamin water zero out.
Tip my coffee cup real
615-737-1045. How you reach us. Mike Golic Jr., our pal, will join us in the next segment. We'll talk, he covered the orange and white game for ESPN, so we'll talk to him a little about that. We'll talk to him about the draft, but honestly, probably a lot of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk Mortal Kombat and DMX's funeral with Mike Golic Jr. His memorial service, I should say. Or whatever it was they were doing there. His casket did not look safe on the back of that truck. If you saw it moving, it was like, and it wasn't hydraulic casket. It was just not strapped down particularly well.
I mean, when you got those big old tires on a monster truck, it's probably a bumpy ride. That's for sure.
So casket would have fallen over. At least he wouldn't have gotten hurt.
Was he in the casket, though?
Somebody's going for a championship in pettiness right there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not going unrequited. We're not just going to hear that and then just keep moving. We've got to stop on that.
Dog.
Who raised you, man?
I'm not wrong.
I mean, you ain't, but who raised you, man?
Nobody.
You've been better off saying a pack of wolves.
Like, literally, I heard it, and we kept talking, and I said, wait, I think I processed what he just said. Let's just slow down. As the elliptical told me in the hotel on Saturday night, prepare to stop and change direction.
Just rumping it up, huh?
Dude, that elliptical was unbelievable.
Kicked your behind.
Speaking of unbelievable, Nick Saban has said some really cool stuff lately, just interesting things. One about defense. The story I'll let you hear during the break, the story about his wife that he told, which I'd love for us to play, and maybe we will at some point. But he had something to say about the pre-draft evaluation process and all of the things that you're hearing, not just about Justin Fields, but just in general year after year, and advice that he has for his own players. We want you to hear this entire couple of minutes in its entirety, and then we'll react to it a little bit. This is Nick Saban speaking about the draft process.
I always talk to players about, I spent 8 years in the NFL, so that means I sat through 8 drafts, which meant it's not just a draft. It's 2 weeks of preparing for the draft, and then 2 more weeks of getting questions answered, and then 2 more weeks of preparing for the draft. So I'm talking about listening to 1,000 draft reports. And I tell our players all the time, the 2 most compelling words in the draft report is and but. All right, so they read the player, and I'll take a defensive back. All right, he's got quick feet, change of direction, good long speed, can play man-to-man. He's a good tackler. He's got toughness. He's got really good ball judgment and really good ball skills. And he's a good person. He was a leader on the team. He graduated from school. Coaches loved him. Read the same player, but he had a positive drug test. He had a domestic violence incident with his girlfriend, got in a fight in a bar when he was a freshman. Strength coach said he wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. Who do you want on your team? And or but? All right, so what I tell players is you don't realize that as soon as you apply for a job, as soon as you put your name in for the draft, people are looking for reasons not to pick you. They're looking for reasons not to hire you. So don't give anybody a reason to say but. It's the only way that you can create value for yourself. So that and but, what came after that had nothing to do with what the player was, but it had a significant impact on where the player got picked. So this is an analogy that I use all the time with players to try to get them to understand, how do I create value for myself in my future for what I want to accomplish? And it goes right back to, I might have to edit my behavior a little bit.
That's Saban talking about the and the but. And what I think is interesting is, like, when he laid out the case about the DB, the defensive player.
Yeah.
And he's like, quick feet, moves in space, all that kind of stuff. Basically what he's saying is, whatever it is that you do tangibly on the field, it can be the exact same in a blind resume, but you don't want the but at the end of it.
No.
If you look at Isaiah Isaiah has all the potential in the world. We know that there are GMs in the league that believe he has like legit Pro Bowl talent, first team All-Pro talent at the right tackle position. That's how good he could be. But we don't even have enough time in the segment to list all of the buts. And that's a thing. Like, if you're not Patrick Mahomes, you can't get away with that stuff. If you're not Aaron Rodgers, you can't get away with that stuff. It's always benefits must outweigh the consequence. They have to outweigh the challenges. They have to outweigh the bad. Good's got to outweigh the bad. If you're great on the field, you can get away with a lot more. But if you're somebody that's coming out of college, then you'd better be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Or it's
Jamar
going to
Chase.
potentially cost you $1 million here or $1 million there or 2 or 3 spots in the draft here. Or there's going to be another 5 teams that pass on you, including the one that was your childhood team that you wish that you could play for.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it, when you become an investment of a team, it's the same way as you've been hired somewhere. Background checks, we all go through this. It's just, it's a higher risk when you're doing it with first-round draft picks or any draft picks. The minimum this year is $660,000, Jay. Best startup job you can ever have coming out of anywhere. Coming out of college, 100%. So they're going to do everything they can not to give you to have a reason not to pay you. That's the way it goes. And some of it, we've heard it can get personal with some of the stuff that ask some of the guys. You know, that's kind of pushing it a little bit too far. And another is that's kind of why I was pissed. I wasn't pissed. I was a little upset with how we heard the Eagles were going about the draft process.
Dude, it's awful.
With playing paper, rock, scissors. Like, if you have enough, what do you want to call it, cojones to look me up and study me and try to figure every kind of way to knock me, don't use my interview time with you to play paper, rock, scissors. To me, that was one of the most unprofessional things they could have did. If you want to find out if a guy's a competitor, do something else. Ask about his family dynamic. Do you have any brothers and sisters? Do you have, were you a team captain? Like, there's ways to find out. What's your training regimen? Because during this process, it's so much that goes into it. Don't waste my time. And Nick Saban has a great point about the guys that are going into this process. You got to do everything you can to not be on that left side or that right side of the negatives, okay? Like, don't do that, man. The ands and the buts is, hey, I never heard that used before, but it makes all the sense in the world.
I think it's the same thing you should tell your own kids. Like, that's something I would tell my daughter.
Facts.
As she gets older, it's just like, hey, let's have a bunch of ands on that list, not a whole lot of buts. Like, we're all going to make mistakes, but how talented are we to be able to overcome them in the minds of other people? Like, this whole deal is a job evaluation. It's a job interview. On both sides. What you just said about the Eagles is absolutely relevant. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's dumb. It's also disrespectful, kind of, because it's just like, that's all you've got for me? That's all you've got for me?
Yeah.
After all of the evaluation that you have done, your respect level for me is, let's play rock, paper, scissors because I'm smarter than you are. Basically. It's like, hey, I'm playing chess, you're playing checkers, so play rock, paper, scissors for me because I'm going to be able to evaluate your mental standpoint and your competitiveness because of that. That just makes me not want to play in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That makes me hope you don't draft me. I'm just gonna go scissors every time and lose.
Same guy that talked about systems.
Because that is a loser move.
You remember his presser though was systems, and we gotta simplify it, but we got a system to get it simplified, and everybody know there's gonna be stuff inside the system, and I'm like, dog, just
what's the go-to move in rock, paper, scissors?
This is what, rock every time?
No, it's paper over rock.
Again, that right there shows you how dumb that game is to do on an interview. It's for a guy that's gone through that process, that's almost disrespectful.
I like how I said that like it was fact. Yeah, it's paper over rock, like it's written down somewhere.
All right.
It's all subjective. Just like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. That's your picture of me polling today. Are you more of a Mortal Kombat guy or more of a Street Fighter guy? Don't give me both. Don't give me Soul Calibur. Don't give me Tekken. I would say Marvel Capcom 3, but we're just giving you those two. But I bet Mike Golic Jr.'s got an answer for it. Plus, he covered the orange and white game for ESPN and called that game. And a lot of draft stuff with Golic and who knows what else, including DMX's memorial service. People are saying we need to go back and watch it because that casket was strapped down. I saw it bouncing. Maybe it was strapped down, but it was bouncing. I don't know if a casket's supposed to bounce, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but as Schaefer said, if it did fall off, he wouldn't feel it. Be right back. It's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Cuffs syrup and eyebrow trimming don't mix. Just ask Buck.
I was doped up on, I think, cough syrup, and I accidentally shaved off my eyebrows. It was definitely noticeable for about a week.
Buck Rising, today, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Buying or selling a car is one of the biggest financial decisions you can make outside of buying a house, okay? But that's why Edmunds has been taking all of the guesswork out of car shopping for over 50 years. Yes, that long, okay? Wherever you are in the process, Edmunds.com can help. They have tons of local listings for new and used vehicles with the deal ratings that tell you if the offer is fair or not, which is the biggest angst when it comes down to buying a car. Their free online tools can help you build your budget, calculate financing, and even get you a free appraisal if you are selling or trading in your car, truck, whatever vehicle you have. And not sure where to start looking? The Edmunds editorial team test drives over 300 new vehicles a year. That's a ton if you didn't really realize that. Reviewing almost every car on the market so you can narrow down your car search to the top-ranked SUV, truck, and if for anybody that's getting into the e-cars, they can look up whatever you have. They have those reviews there. I'm a car guy. Love just looking at cars, the price of them. What is this car valuations? Does it drop? Hey, I might even be looking to trade in my truck. I need to know, look, how much can I get for it before I take this to the wife and say, hey, I think we can get a deal out of this. Well, guess what? Edmunds.com can help you with that because they have in-depth reviews. They have a team of knowledgeable vehicle test editors, okay? They can narrow it down for whatever you need it to be. So whether you're just browsing or know exactly what you want, Edmunds gives you that extra boost of confidence. So visit Edmunds.com to get started. For cars, there's Edmunds.
Switching your car insurance to Geico is both easy and could save you hundreds. It's the best of both worlds. Like a butcher with a sense of humor. A co-meat Ian.
Well, I'd tell you a joke, but I'd probably butcher it. The stakes are too high.
Geico. Easy and savings. The best of both worlds.
Spring is showtime at BetMGM. Hey guys, it's Lucas Panzica from the Buck Rising Show and Blaine and Mickey. Baseball is back, and as the weather warms up, the hockey and basketball action gets even hotter. It's the perfect time to take a shot at an easy 100 from the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today using code LUCAS100 and win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 moneyline wager on the Grizzlies or Nuggets, and if either team hits a 3, you win, regardless of your bet's outcome. No matter what your favorite sport is, BetMGM is always at your fingertips with innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and much more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use code LUCAS100 to win $100 in free bets when you wager $1 on the Grizzlies or Nuggets to hit a 3. New customer offer, paid in free bets, must be 21 years or older. Must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit BetMGM.com for a full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.
Fleet Cards USA.
Fleet Cards USA, Barb speaking.
Hiya, Bob. Got a good-sized plumbing outfit here in Milwaukee, 12 vans. Problem is, all the driver receipts, expense sheets.
You're drowning in paperwork.
Exactly.
Get fuel cards. They're the easy way to track every dollar spent on fuel. Could save you some money. Plus, the reporting could save you even more. So flush that big old receipt mess right down the drain.
Yeah, we don't recommend that.
Go to FleetCardsUSA.com, answer a few questions, and hi-ho, you're good to go.
Fleet Cards USA.
If you're suffering with back pain, the Disc Center of Franklin is there to give you the relief you need. Hey, it's Mickey Ryan. The next 25 callers get an exam, x-rays, a complete review of findings, and first treatment for just $35. Call the Disc Center of Franklin now, 615-551-9224.
Celebrate mom with a beautiful custom piece from Brentwood Jewelry. Create a custom necklace, ring, or bracelet that represents your family and the love you have for mom. Looking for something more traditional? Select a premier timepiece for her to wear every day. Moms are irreplaceable, so let her know how much she means to you this Mother's Day. Brentwood Jewelry, located in the heart of Brentwood on Church Street, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Listen to 104.5 The Zone for the latest news and the best coverage of the draft. 104.5 The Zone draft coverage is sponsored by Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people.
It's no secret that the housing market is red hot. Get a leg up on the competition and get pre-approved now. The 21-day closing guarantee, only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
NMLS number 1326241.
The magic of springtime is upon us.
Spring cleaning is one of the great joys of life.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
A new spring in their step.
a new color in their cheeks.
But to make spring cleaning truly magical,
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
we'll be there before you hang up the phone.
1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
It's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start.
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
The people inside feel clean and happy too.
we make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
What's going on? It's Will Bowling reminding you that Tuesday nights are soccer nights on 104.5 The Zone. You can catch the Nashville Soccer Show with me and Davey Shepard talking NSC, MLS, and much more Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock, right here on 104.5 The Zone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Is your company hiring? We can help. Invest in your workforce at tnjobfair.com.
Brought to you by All American Pest Control. Plan starting at just $39 a month. Visit yuckbugs.com.
Buddy.
Maybe need a mea culpa here. JMart and Ramon, back with you here on 104.5 Zone. 11-year NFL veteran and Ball for Life Ramon Foster. Jonathan Schaefer, 15-year MEAC veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
In equestrian.
Water polo.
What he didn't tell you, he lettered 1 year also at Carson Newman.
Wasn't it you that said polo didn't work because the horses would drown? Wasn't that a thing that you said, like straight-faced?
He did say that.
Like there are two different sports. One that involves a horse.
Polo.
It's played on land.
It is water polo.
What's
Polo
wrong
with
with you,
the
man?
horses, unless them things is in, 6 foot of water, dead bodies in there.
There you go. Mea culpa, though. Looks like DMX's casket was a little bit more secure than it looked. I thought it bounced on the video. I went back and looked at the video. There's one strap on it on the overside.
Mm-hmm.
We've had listeners sending us messages saying, yeah, but it was bolted down on the bottom side. And what else? There was brackets.
Metal
also?
brackets, yeah, with a strap.
So it was probably pretty safe.
Yeah, he wasn't going anywhere.
That casket was safer than than Paul Wall that got up on the passenger side to be seen out of that truck. Now I'm sure he's friends close with them.
He may
to
have
been in
been.
that truck, but nobody knows who he was.
At the time, I didn't realize that's who it was.
Let's bring in Mike Golic Jr. of ESPN. What's going on, Mike?
Not too much, guys. Hell of a conversation to come in on here. I was with Ramon especially on, what if we put the horses in just enough water to kind of slow down the athleticism? But now that we've revisited DMX's monster truck, ride to the great beyond, awful place that we have to sit on, but what a fitting way to go out for an all-timer.
So we have a new bar, I believe, in terms of memorial services in modern society. Is there any doubt?
No, there's no doubt. And to be honest, that's not a bar we need to be trying to clear all the time soon. That bar happened because of who DMX was. We all saw that, and this is the biggest testament to DMX, to everyone around him, is we all saw that and went, yes, that looks and feels right. That wasn't a reach. That wasn't a stretch. That felt exactly like what he deserved. And so we don't need to try and top this, and we don't want to, because that means we'll have lost someone great. But make no mistake, this is the absolute way that he deserved to be sent off into eternity. And I hope he can rest easy, because Lord knows even in that he gave us a show on the way out.
Easily, Mike. So, it's so many different topics to go into, but back to this water polo thing. Hey, Mike, if we're going to bring you on here, we've talked sports. All right, mock draft. Got one, Mike? Okay, cool. All right, yeah, there we go.
Fantastic.
We're done with that. Fantastic, Mike. But would you actually do polo with horses and waters if that was the thing? I would take a scholarship for that one. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, because you got to think, too, that's the least I always look at spots, especially now. I'm trying to conserve energy. And so, okay, if the horse is going to do 90% of the work, in the water, because you got to think, regular water polo with people, one of the most labor-intensive things you can do, the shape you have to be in to be a water polo player and tread water that entire time. My sister was a college swimmer who flirted with the idea of water polo, and she even said, that's a different level of shape. And if swimmers are saying that, that's nothing I want to be a part of. And so if the horse is willing to do that work for me, hell yeah, I'll take that scholarship.
Yeah. Mike, how many of the Oscar-nominated Best Picture films have you seen? The ones from last night.
Ooh, I mean, this was a light year for your boy. For some reason, I lived out this idea that a 2-hour movie was too much for me to commit to on a Friday night, but I probably binge-watched 8 different seasons of television shows, so my logic doesn't make any sense. I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. I saw Nomadland this year. And outside of that, it was really just a Hail Mary if I'd even heard of half these movies.
So have you seen Mortal Kombat?
I have not yet. So this is what happened to me.
Together.
Friday night, my dad was in town, and I said, Dad, Mortal Kombat just came out. Let's do this. He said, all right, bet, no doubt. Dad's in for any movie. He's seen more movies and more television shows than the rest of humanity combined. But then when it came time, I'm sitting around at home waiting for Dad to get there, and I flip on the TV, and TNT's on. And Avengers Infinity War is on. And I say, oh, wow, it's finishing up. This is great. And then I look at 8 o'clock when Dad was about to get here, and Endgame was getting ready to start.
You can't bail on Endgame.
Couldn't do it. I couldn't in good conscience turn that movie off, especially because Dad hadn't seen it. So we called the audible. Wow. Mortal Kombat's getting saved for another day. But I got to watch Avengers Endgame through my father's childlike eyes for the first time, and it was no better way to spend a Friday.
I did that with my wife like 3 weeks ago. I took her through the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe for the first time, and that's an experience you can't have more than once. We had the birth of my daughter a week and a half ago, and we had my wife going through Endgame, and I'm not sure which one was better because they were both A+.
Like I said, that's the tough part is you can have tears at the end in both of those instances, certainly life-changing, bringing new life into this world. But at the same time, we all know how Endgame ended, and there's a lot of – I mean, I never knew the phrase, I'm going to get you cheeseburgers, would be something that had me just belching tears, but here we were.
And so, of course, last week also, aside from all the mock drafts, we got to talk sports. That was our sports real quick. All right, so besides mock drafts, Mike, we had a bomb dropped on us on social media on Twitter. The Game of Thrones account said winter is coming. Where are you at with the feelings on this, man?
So I think I'm in a different place than most because I saw a lot of people that, and we've heard all these different theories and all these different ideas of where they're going to go, what kind of prequel, what we can look forward to from the Game of Thrones crew. And a lot of people are a little salty over how the series ended, what we got there. I mean, Bran is the ruler and all that stuff. Like, it didn't sit well with anyone. We understand that. At the same time, I am not going to cut off my nose to spite my face in this instance. I, by and large, trust the way that they built that television universe. And so I'm not going to walk tepidly into this or dip a toe in. No, I'm a dive right in kind of guy with this. They have earned my trust over the course of years, and I'm not going to let one season, maybe you could argue a season and a half, sully that for me. So I'm all in still.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm with you on that. I'm still going to dive in 100%, and it just is what it is. Just real quick, though, Mike, you're a degenerate like me, right? Like, we similar things, act, like kids still. But if you were on a job interview and your maybe future boss wanted to play rock, paper, scissors, are you all in or are you looking at them sideways?
So here's the thing. I'm going to silently judge him, Ramon, but then I am going to go and give him these absolute mitts because make no mistake, I am a rock, paper, scissors beast. I'm a fiend. Me and my brother grew up settling basically every dispute like this in one way, shape, or form. And so I'm probably going to make fun of Coach in various group chats when I leave that, tell people how crazy it is, maybe even leak it somewhere. But make no mistake, I am going to whoop his you-know-what when given the opportunity.
So what's the go-to move in rock, paper, scissors?
See, you know what? So in general, if we're building the roster from scratch, right, and I get to put value there, I get to start with left tackle or build on the O-line, I'm building on rock as a foundation. But this is the key, is you got to be able to look into and read a man's soul, right? Like when you're squared up with them eye to eye, you got to understand what this person's bringing to the table. Do they look a little wishy-washy, like they might throw paper at the beginning? Are they unsure and going to try and read you and do something wild like scissors off the jump? And so I always go kill, crush, maim, lead with rock.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So if we do get to a point to where, all right, we're trying to discuss what actually beats what, rock is actually trumping everything, because eventually the rock kind of erodes through the paper. Okay, it kind of like breaks through, and rock also is going to break scissors. Like if we're asking what is the most dominant tool if we're going into a forest, I may end up taking a rock, because
Except that a paper can make fire.
A rock can also strike up and
It's true.
Yes. See what I'm saying, Mike? Show me the lie.
I was going to say, and what's the fire going to do to the rock? Like, the rock's been here. The rock is forged in the fire. This is like when we look at maps of the United States and it's not drawn to scale and people don't realize Alaska's freaking huge. We in rock, paper, scissors do not give enough credit to the fact that the rock is in almost every way and shape the superior vessel.
How many eye rolls have you had at all of the draft stuff that we're hearing about all these quarterbacks? We'll ask you a couple of sports questions. One just being, is there any possibility in the world that San Francisco has narrowed their quarterback situation down to 2 when they gave up what they gave up to go to number 3? They had to know who they were taking. So why are we continuing this other than we have to fill 4 days of content before we get to the draft?
I was going to say, it seems like a desperation heave, but I'd say this, especially now, I think they've got to know who they're taking. You could have sold me at the very beginning, because this trade happened over a month ago now. You could have sold me at the very beginning that they had maybe 2 guys they were looking at, and that San Francisco, I've said, could maybe have been a team that was thinking about, all right, do we swing for Deshaun Watson before all the legal issues came up that have now understandably put him out of most NFL teams' plans. And so I think some of this might have been an adjustment. And so when they did that, it was with an understanding and idea that, hey, we've scouted in like a couple of these guys, and now we've got a few weeks and a couple of pro days and a couple of meetings to be able to really vet them out. And if we were close on 2 guys, take the plunge. But a week into this, they've got to know who they're taking. And if they don't, then the winner is all of us, because then Thursday night is going to be complete and utter chaos that we can spin into another week of sports talk conversation.
Yes, indeed, Mike. It's a lot. This week is going to be just packed with every headline. And if a quarterback skids, man, and you hate that too because it's going to be televised, there's cameras everywhere. But what do you think the feeling is for a guy that's been behind the camera who's taking a skid? Let's say Aaron Rodgers. Of course, his career has changed over, but this is going to be tough.
It is going to be tough, and unfortunately, the way it looks like it's going to be Justin Fields, who inexplicably is now being forced out of the spot that he spent his entire career in, basically being 1 half step behind Trevor Lawrence. Like, since they were in high school, these dudes have been 1 and 2 in everything, and I don't know what anyone saw in Justin Fields' career at Ohio State that indicated that anything other than that was true. Like, he was spectacular. He had one of the most efficient and productive seasons ever in 2019. In 2020, in an uncertain year where he was part of the group that helped bring college football back, he had one of the grittier performances in that semifinal game against Clemson. So I don't know why that's going to happen, but I did hear Mel Kiper Jr. this morning on our morning show say this. You look traditionally at the quarterbacks that have fallen. What does that mean? You're usually falling to teams that got a little more around him. It usually ends up being a better situation. And so, like we talked about with Trevor Lawrence, maybe you can develop a bit of a chip through that, but also you're going to land on a team that's got a lot more to offer you and probably wasn't nearly as bad as the ones that are going to have you trying to overcome the world like we saw Joe Burrow have to do for Cincinnati. So it could end up being a silver lining, but it's an ego shot for someone who's used to being as great as Justin has been.
You did the orange and white game on Saturday. We were in Knoxville. You weren't. But, I mean, first off, preparing for a spring game is a unique circumstance to be in. But what did you learn? What do you feel about what's happening with Tennessee?
Yeah, so I feel right now they're at least giving themselves a chance at an identity and a new one, because what you've heard from Danny White, what you've heard from Josh Heupel is trying to really start to look at, all right, what are the places we can really try and improve and modernize the way that we approach all this? It starts with the team. And Josh Heupel, we've heard, whether it's the Juice series online or talking to him in meetings like we got to, it's this idea of family. And Ramon probably knows this better than I do. He's getting to spend time around there. He is a VIP VFL. There's an upper crust to the VFLs in here that Ramon's a part of. But I think seeing and hearing from players and the people around there seems to be a real buy-in and a genuineness about Coach Heupel's approach. He's listening to kids. He's actually taking account of what the players in his locker room are saying and the feedback they're providing. And in modern college football, I think that's a must. I think the athletes you're dealing with today, there's got to be more of a two-way street of communication in all of this. And then there's the big picture view that we get looking at this with him and Danny White. Josh Heupel comes in on a 6-year deal. Danny White understands from his time at UCF, he had to build a program from complete anonymity almost there. It was a totally different animal in what they were able to make UCF in the national conversation. Tennessee, we know, has got a million more resources, has an unbelievably passionate fan base, has all this tradition. So it's not going to look like that. But I went through this at Notre Dame. At some point, the tradition doesn't sell. At some point, the Golden Dome stops selling in the normal ways, and at some point, the Power T isn't going to mean the same things it did historically. And so you've got to find a way to thrive in this new landscape. And I feel like this coach and this athletic director probably have as good a pulse on that as any you're going to find taking over a job in college football this year.
How do you feel about Rodrigo Blankenship being a rapper?
Conflicted. Now, I'll say this. I have not heard him rap yet, and so I will reserve judgment until I hear. But just based on, appearance alone and all the things that go into this, I tell you what, it better be something because he has to overcome a lot. Like the inertia you need as Rodrigo Blankenship to wind up cool and looking good in all this is substantial. So he better come out here and spit.
His Blankenship stage name is Young Blanco. I heard a track, Mike, okay? It wasn't bad. It was just, okay, is what I'm saying.
Ramon, let me ask you like this then, because you have been the most recent member of a locker room, a professional locker room around here. And just in general, the way football teams operate, you always got guys that are trying to rap in there. You've always got someone who's got studio time or has a mixtape that they're putting out or something. And so let me ask you, Rodrigo Blankenship walks into the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room when Ramon Foster and his team were in there. The reaction is what?
Boo! You better not miss a kick. Mike, I'm ruthless like that. Like, hey, if you rap, you better be damn good. And if you taking time away from your sport, you better not miss a kick. You better not miss a block. The game come first, Mike. You know how it goes.
Oh, listen, man, I'm with you. You better be Justin Bleeping Tucker out there if you were going to decide to start a rap career 2 years into your NFL experience. I'm with you.
So if we're judging, okay,
I knew this was coming.
Who's gonna have a better rap career, Blankenship or Isaiah Wilson?
Oh, come on, man.
There's enough.
So low.
I will unfortunately have to give this one to Blankenship just because he's demonstrated enough accountability to at least be around in the spots where he is needed at this point. Isaiah Wilson, man, I hope he gets his stuff together, but right now he has not given me a lot of grounds to be confident in him on any front at this point.
Young Blanco.
I saw you tweet about this, and since you're a kindred spirit in this, I have to ask you, how great was the final season of *Halt and Catch Fire*?
Let me tell you what, this show, and shout out to ESPN's own Mina Kimes, our ESPN NFL analyst, for putting me on that show. That show in general, and you guys can appreciate this because we're all people that, that work really hard and love our jobs and are committed to that. Like, there has never been a show about the love affair between people and their job in the way that I have seen in *Halt and Catch Fire*. Out of quarantine, that is my number one show recommendation for anyone that's looking for anything. If you haven't gone back and watched it, it was apparently supposed to be the one that took the baton when Breaking Bad ended. It didn't quite catch on in that way, but man, if you got time, this show, it is a group of characters that you will come to love like family, and it is just a reminder of the way people attack their job when they're really passionate. It is wild.
Yeah, I think I wrote over 25,000 words on *Halt and Catch Fire* through the course of when it was on. So every time I see somebody actually notice it, it's important. Plus, Lee Pace is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you got that going for you too, from Guardians of the Galaxy. Mike, it's always a pleasure, man.
Yes.
I know you were a busy guy. We look forward to your Mortal Kombat review. Ramon was supposed to have seen it so we could talk about it today. Let's just say it this way, and then maybe you run off the phone and immediately do it. It's so bad that I can't wait for the sequel.
Oh, man, see, you guys are speaking my love language now. This is perfect.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. That's Mike Golic Jr.
That was pretty cool.
You're gonna get these mitts was a good line, man.
These mitts.
I hadn't even thought about that for rock, paper, scissors.
See, he felt the same way. Like, yeah, I'm gonna try to kick you know what, but I'm gonna talk about you. Like, as soon as you walk out of the room, can you believe these dudes had me playing rock, paper, scissors? Like, that was because you got to play the role. Like you said, you're the one that's hosting the job. Like, you got the power in your hands, and we're playing rock, paper, scissors in an interview. That's the way all interviews should be then. If NFL teams are doing it, guess what? That executive job, boom, rock, paper, scissors.
Hey, John Robinson's going to be speaking his pre-draft press conference with Titans GM. We're going to run it live right after us here on The Zone. And then Buck, of course, will react to it, and we'll take you through the next 3 hours after that point in time. But J-Rob, his press conference, we're going to air it live here on The Zone. When we come back, we will finish up this program. I still can't believe you haven't seen Mortal Kombat. But maybe it's time to get into some of these characters and read some of your best tweets from the Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter poll at JMart and Ramon. Still plenty of time to get in there. We'll be right back. It's JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
We're more invested in this upcoming Titans season than Bitcoin. Because, well, we really don't understand what Bitcoin even is. From the draft to the first game, it's wall-to-wall Titans coverage on your smart speaker. Hey, Alexa, play 104.5 The Zone.
If you're thinking about selling your home this spring, now is the time. Hey, this is Dawn Davenport from 3HL. And when it comes to selling your home, experience matters. The Wall Street Journal ranked Mark Spain Real Estate #1 in the U.S. for closed transactions for the third year in a row. So if you need to sell your home, they can help you today. And when you call them, they respond fast. 855-299-SOLD is the number. Sell your home hassle-free and skip the constant cleaning, repairs, and all the stress that goes with it. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate gives you an opportunity to receive an all-cash offer and close in as little as 21 days, and their offers are the strongest in the industry. They've been in the business for over 25 years. Trust me, they've served over 25,000 families. They know what matters most. A quick sale, maximum profit. No showings, no open houses, no stress. It's simple. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. markspain.com and start packing.
Fleet Cards USA.
Fleet Cards USA. Barb speaking.
Hey, Barb. So I'm a fleet manager for a mid-sized trucking company.
Nice. Trucking is one of our sweet spots.
How can I make sure my drivers stop where they get the best price for fuel instead of choosing places because they have good hot dogs?
You mean truck stops where you get the best pricing?
Bingo.
Easy. With fuel cards, you'll get better negotiated discounts with some of the top merchants nationwide.
Well, sign me up.
Go to fleetcardsusa.com, answer a few questions, and bam, you're good to go.
Fleet Cards USA.
Root Insurance is all about you and how you drive, which puts you in control. In fact, your driving is the #1 factor we use to give you a better price. Root is different from traditional insurers. By using the sensors in your smartphone, we can understand important details about how you actually drive. Just download the Root app, get on the road, and we'll take care of the rest. The app measures your driving behavior, like turning and braking, and gives you a custom rate based on driving, not your job or education like other insurers. In short, you have the power to control your own rates. And the better you drive, the better your rate. Plus, it's fast and easy. The app walks you through each step so you understand what you're getting and get what's right for you. It's car insurance made for you, in your control. Download the Root app today and see how easy car insurance can be. Disclaimers may apply. See joinroot.com for details.
I'm Mick McGorn from 1 Hour, and spring is the best time to rejuvenate your AC with a maintenance plan I call
Mick's Trifecta.
Wait a minute, Ryan. Naming it after me?
Of course, Mick. Your spring AC maintenance package protects your system 3 ways.
I don't like to draw attention to myself.
That's crazy. You're a natural.
You think so?
The camera loves you, Mick.
This is radio, Ryan.
So tell us why Mick's Trifecta is such a great service.
First, your system is completely cleaned on the inside. Perfect.
Then what?
Every moving part lubricated so it runs smooth. Perfect.
And then?
Your system is tuned and calibrated to factory specs. Perfect.
Running at maximum efficiency.
And all this for only
$133.
Okay, Ryan, I guess we can call it Mick's Trifecta.
1hourmick.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Make your appointment for Mick's Trifecta.
Guaranteed 3 ways.
Good idea on the name, Ryan. Maybe I'll keep you around a bit longer.
Independently owned and operated.
Hey, it's Schaefer with JMart and Ramon. Spring is showtime at BetMGM. Baseball is back, and as the weather warms up, the hockey and basketball action gets even hotter. It's the perfect time to take a shot at an easy 100 from the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today using code Schaefer100 to win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 moneyline wager on the Grizzlies or Nuggets. And if either team hits a 3, you win regardless of your bet's outcome. No matter what your favorite sport is, BetMGM is always at your fingertips with innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and much more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use code Schaefer100 to win $100 in free bets when you wager $1 on the Grizzlies or Nuggets to hit a 3. New customer offer. Paid in free bets. Must be 21 years or older. Must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit BetMGM.com for full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789.
A SunTrust checking account lets you stay on top of your money and help it grow. Plant the seeds for your goals with access to financial resources and tools. Keep an eye on your spending, hedging and managing it by setting limits on our mobile app. And rake in cash back on debit card purchases from your favorite retailers with SunTrust deals. With all the right tools, your account can blossom. Open an account today at suntrust.com/checking. Must have online banking to participate in SunTrust deals. SunTrust, now Truist. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. J-Rob talks. Well, he talks to the media, and he'll talk to you on 104.5 The Zone coming up at 10. Buck Rising also, obviously. James Lewis. What is wrong with you? No one needed this.
I did.
This is the gift where it's no one, colon, and then it's this. James Lewis. Never-ending story. This horse is about to die. It's basically to its neck in the water and being pulled out. Move!
Move. Why don't you?
Come on, man. And that was off you thinking that polo was played in water with horses.
It's two different versions of
horses
polo.
Are in snorkels underwater.
Imagining a horse in scuba gear is pretty funny.
Yes, it is.
If I was to do a cartoon, that might be my starting point.
A horse with scuba gear?
Horses in scuba gear.
I mean, you already had the snorks. That was pretty close.
Well, yeah.
It was the Smurfs underwater, but
yeah, I didn't like the snorks. Never got into it.
It's the same show. It's just the Smurfs underwater. Snorks was all right, man.
They weren't meant to be in the water.
Well, they weren't Smurfs in the water.
Yeah, they kind of were.
They were a different animal.
Nah, they were like distant cousins.
Dog, that whoever that actor was trying to drag that horse out of the quicksand.
I'm not lying. I saw that as a kid.
That's not a kid's movie.
I was yelling at the television, terrified for the horse.
Petty
It's
Lane.
not a kid's movie.
She's pissed right now.
Because of that?
Yes. She says, "Thank you for making me relive one of the most traumatic scenes of my childhood."
It was not a kid's movie. Might be tomorrow's poll question.
She's asked me, by the way, Petty Lane asked me on Twitter earlier, she said, hey, Titans just hit me up. A friend of ours at the Titans just hit me up and said, seahorses.
It ain't wrong.
No, it's not. I mean, that's why I just kind of stopped it and stopped everything I was doing because I'm about to ruin the image and style that you used to.
Seahorses ain't bad.
Digital Underground.
Hey, R.I.P. R.I.P. man.
What was I about to say?
Wow.
Literally, what was I about to say? Petty Lane.
Yeah.
She asked me, she goes, how's Margot handling CG? And I said, well, that hadn't happened yet. May happen today, may happen tomorrow. Margot is coming home to find a new sister and a large plush Smokey doll, or Smokey dog, that you two are way too excited to see her reaction to that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I cannot lie. I'm looking forward to this.
By the way, the male seahorses are the ones that give birth to the baby seahorses. The males do.
Sam Monson said, still scarred from my childhood over that scene. He saw that James Lewis tweet and reacted to it.
Everybody's saying the same thing.
We all are like, come on, man. Why are we doing this? That's a thing that's happening right there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, James Lewis, for nothing. Nothing at all.
That was traumatic right there.
So, Mortal Kombat Street Fighter, last time I looked, Mortal Kombat was dominating. We thought it would be closer. And then some people, you're wondering, did the movie actually hurt the show? I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But the movie definitely hurt that franchise for a little while. But most people forgot there was a movie. Mortal Kombat, 71.4% of you picked that one over Street Fighter. We'll do some favorite character talk and things like that tomorrow. We'll also have Jeff Schwartz join us. He's got kind of the version of the quarterback camp for offensive linemen.
That's huge.
He had really wanted to do for a few years. It's done. It's going to be on Fox Television tomorrow night. We're going to talk to him all about that and fatherhood. He has a daughter as well. A lot of stuff to get into with him. That'll be fun. Like we said, the GM of the Tennessee Titans, John Robinson's coming up next. You didn't miss any part of this show? Podcast it, please. At JMart and Ramon, wherever you get your podcast, leave us that 5-star review. It's good to be back, fellas.
Yeah.
Good to be back in the saddle. Bucks coming up after J-Rob. Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer, those are their names. Jason Martin's mine. We'll do it all again tomorrow on Twitter at JMart and Ramon.
And remember, your Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot.
And get that horse out of the quicksand.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Buck Rising just states the facts.
This is not unwarranted praise. These are just the facts.
Buck Rising, today, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The